Okay, I'm gonna unmute now. Apparently, whoopsie. I clicked unmute. I clicked unmute and I was like, okay, I'm about to unmute now. Hello.
Truly.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Oh my gosh.
Yay.
Guess what we're playing?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Not quite. Almost.
Almost.
3 days. That's a long time from now, actually. Yeah. I don't actually. Oh, hello. What's up, Jacob? Welcome back. Thank you for resubbing. Welcome back to the Diamond Daigos, I think.
What? Thank you.
32-month streak? What the nuts? That's crazy. Unmuted queens. Nitori and I just got back from a trip. Where did we go? Are we talking about that?
Japan.
Yeah, we went to Japan. I wasn't sure if I was allowed to talk about it. We went to Japanka. Yes, we went to Japan. It was really, really fun.
It was fun.
It was awesome. We were there for a little while, a couple weeks.
Yeah.
We went all over the place, except north, because it was too cold.
It was really cold there.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't really cold.
Yeah, it wasn't snowing cold,
Yeah.
but it was
pretty cold.
Pretty chilly. And when we were flying there and when we were hanging out there and coming back, we were watching some just like let's plays of old visual novel games. In particular, we were watching Danganronpa, and we were like, I miss doing a visual novel. I miss streaming. So yeah, we're gonna be playing Apollo Justice Ace Attorney today. You can hear the background music a little bit, hopefully. Nitori, what is your experience with this game?
So I've played through the first game, the original Apollo Justice game. And I played through like half of Dual Destinies, which is the sequel. But like I don't remember anything that happens in those games. So it's like it'll be pretty much new for me. Anyway.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. Like I know I'd played through at least some of this, but I don't remember anything about it.
Right.
I remember this red dude with like spiky hair, and I remember Phoenix Wright being kind of a bum.
Yeah, I think that's pretty.
I think that's pretty much it. I remember there being a magician girl. I remember.
But you don't know anything about her?
I don't know anything about her.
It's just basically like the same thing you would know from watching like the promotional material.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah, pretty much.
It's like you watch a trailer for this game and then you just bought it.
Yeah, exactly. So since there was a Steam sale. I think I bought it during the Steam sale. I bought it just recently, I feel like. And so I was like, yay, let's play this, because both of us don't really know what's going on, so might as well give it a shot. All right, let's switch over to the game then.
Let's get to it.
Let me...
yes. Favorite game, the brick wall.
Let me, I thought I set it up. My bad. I was setting up everything else.
Okay. Hello, Case. Welcome.
What's up, Case? Oh, is this a stream I see? It is a stream you see. Hello.
It's always good to like come back after a break of streaming and like kind of seeing like our old friends here.
Yeah.
So it's like really nice to get to see you
Natsukashi. I'm switching it over to. I think the last is the last game we collabed on Galaxy Burger.
Oh, I remember.
Oh no!
Wow.
I was like, wow, the last thing
blast
that's
from the
on my
past.
Blast from the past. I was only like, wait,
A month ago.
Like a month ago. Yeah. Blast from the past.
So long ago.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so we're selecting a game now.
Well, so many games.
Whoa. Look at him go.
I'm glad that they like redrew the sprites and now they look more HD and stuff. But there's something about like the old sprites on the DS that like have this. It like, feels very like
pixely
and stylized.
Yeah.
There's a certain style to them that I really liked.
The line art on this is too well crafted.
Clean.
You know what I mean?
But I think they're pretty much the same exact like sprites, so I think it's fine. Yeah.
How's the like delay for you? Nitori is actually watching the game from Discord as opposed to.
I think I'm like comparing between our screens.
Yeah.
I think it's like half a second. I think it's fine.
Okay. It's not like we have to go super fast on
Yeah,
this or
yeah.
anything.
I don't think the game has voice acting because it's on the DS,
okay.
right? So it's like, there's not really any voice acting to miss.
Okay. Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney. Oh, what? Turnabout what? Turnabout Trump? Ah, no thanks.
Nice.
I guess
artist guy.
Oh, mum. Ah, yes, mum. Ooh.
The spider web case.
Oh.
Oh.
They're playing cards. That's why it's called Turnabout
Never play
Trump.
cards with a spider. You know.
What?
They can hide things up their sleeves.
Showdown time. Oh, it's auto progressing.
I see.
Oh, Full House versus
Another
Full House.
I don't know who wins.
You lose. The one with the higher triple has a. Oh no! Hitting with the same bottle many times. No. Wow, that's quite graphic. Blood.
They got blood on that canvas.
Oh no!
Somebody's working hard on that drawing.
Whoa. Hello. I seem to be in a bit of trouble. Something like that. Something like dead. Someone hit him hard.
Wonder who could that be?
Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should it come to that. These are very vague statements. Well, is this the old judge? Is he dead?
Oh, no, old judge.
Oh, April 20th, 9:37 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, No 3.
We're back.
We're back.
Back in it again.
Am I Apollo?
Yeah, you can be Apollo,
Okay.
sure.
Panicked, palms sweaty, knees weak, mom's spaghetti. I can admit it. I'm nervous.
Apollo is a spaghetti man. I hear.
Who this?
Good morning. I don't know what this is.
I don't know.
They're very not.
Okay. Good morning. Good morning, sir.
You look tense, Justice. Wound up tight.
Tight like a tight butthole. Your
Let
butthole looks
me
tired.
relax you there, Justice.
Wound up, sir.
Let me give you
Yo,
a massage.
I'm loose. I'm just fine. Don't worry, I can take it.
You know they don't like them loose.
You know, I don't like them loose.
That was a compliment.
You wound up tight, bro.
That screeching voice, is that your voice? Oh, that screeching noise, is that your voice? I suppose it's to be expected.
When your butthole.
Your first trial, and it's a homicide. I guess justice doesn't start small. And
I'm not the only. Oh my god, it's gonna be like. Why with all these innuendos?
maybe we should get away from that.
I am fine. I got up at 5 a.m. to do my Chords of Steel voice workout. I'm fine. Oh!
You keep making these like. That explains it. I did detect a certain rasping quality to your screech.
Excuse me, I did my vocal cord warm-ups. I overdid it again.
No, you're gonna get
Yada yada does it.
laryngitis.
Yada yada does it.
As you know, your client today is a good friend of mine.
Oh yeah?
A very good friend.
Oh, I see.
I wouldn't want to let him down, if you get my drift.
Yeah. Drift gotten, sir. I'm all over that drift. With my asshole.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
As it happens, I dined with him the night of the murder.
Oh no.
They were on a date.
You have an alibi.
We can't let this case fall through.
Yes. Yes, I'm fine, sir.
I didn't ask if you were fine. One more thing.
One more thing.
Don't say you're fine quite so much. People might take you the wrong way.
Oh, it's the right way.
Say you're not fine.
Oh.
That was good.
Yeah?
A good gulp noise.
Same way I do my Goofy voice. Good. Good. That's a good one.
Ah, thank you. I'll be preparing our case.
Oh.
You might want to introduce yourself to the client. Who's the client?
My name is Apollo Justice. If it isn't clear already, I'm a new attorney. And today is my first trial.
Woo! Congrats! Woo, yay!
He's so cute. Look at him. I'm gonna take a picture of him. It's a Not that I'm worried or anything. The defendant has been accused of murder.
Oh, that's not. Murder. Oh, when has there ever been a Phoenix Wright case that's not murdered, though?
Mm-hmm. First Phoenix Wright stream in 3 years? Is it?
Is that when we played through the other one? We can't remember.
I had played. I played a little bit of the brand new one, right? The one of the something Chronicles.
Yeah.
Not
Ace Attorney
Chronicles. Something Chronicles, yeah. And then I played a little, and then we got all those I'm 7 jokes from like the original playthrough, and I did it with Celadon.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, because there's the kid.
I'm 7. Yeah, the Steel Samurai.
Yeah. That was the original game, right?
That was the original game. Yeah.
So we played a lot of first.
Yeah. First few cases of a thing. Mm-hmm. My boss wants to help him out, of course, and so do I. I mean, there's no way he did it. Not him. No way.
Okay, I'm glad you believe him, but some people are guilty.
Oh.
Who's this?
Oh. Whoa. I guess I'll also voice Phoenix.
Yeah, sure. That makes sense.
Sure. Okay, yeah. And then you can be whatever female sidekick shows
Sure,
up.
Sure.
Good morning. He's like, wow, that bird over there.
He's like,
morning. It's all up to you today. First trial, nervous. Meeting him, cardiac arrest.
a little nervous.
So, got some weed. I think I'm supposed to say something, help? So you're... Fine, I'm fine. Mr. Fine. Mr. Fine. That's what they call me.
Yeah, my name is Mr. Fine now.
It's like, he just like, now it becomes one of the situations where Phoenix just like always remembers his name as Mr. Fine.
Mr. Fine.
But Apollo never corrects it. I did remember you having an odd name. Well, we're off to a great start. Are you sure you're okay? I mean, with me? I'm a virgin.
This is my first time, you
know. Mr. Gavin is a top-notch defense attorney. Was Mr. Gavin in a previous Phoenix Wright game?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a new character.
Oh, okay. And he's your friend, so why... You'll see. I wanted fresh meat.
I like them young.
You like them young. You can do it. Be confident. I'm really sorry this happened to you. I mean, It's time, shall we? Yes, sir.
Boy, he's awfully calm for someone who's getting tried for murder.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
it's
he's
not
been
his
in
first
a
time.
bunch of... It's not his first trial.
It's not his first time being accused of murder either.
That's true.
I think, I can't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure he had to be the defendant for at least one.
Yeah, this is at least his like third time being on trial.
Yeah. Okay, I need to focus. First trial. Here comes justice. No one heard me say that, right?
Oh, that text wasn't blue.
That text wasn't blue. April 20, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Whoa, HD. Oh, look at Mr. Payne.
Oh, it's the same judge. You can be the judge.
Okay. The court is now in session.
I guess I'll be paid.
Okay, sure.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
Yes, that's right. That's correct. At this point, he might as well be a loyalty card for the courthouse and free coffee after the fifth visit. The defense is fine. I mean, ready, Your Honor.
Wow, he has a lot of names.
Mine
He's
going
fine.
blank.
He's ready.
Don't panic. Too late. Oh God, I'm sweating down my face. It's dripping out of my head, and then it's dripping out of the file, and then it's smudging the file burns. Your name was Mr. Justice? Wait, wrong guy. Your name was Mr. Justice, and this is your first trial. Yes, Your Honor, but I'm fine, really. Are you quite sure? Your voice sounds a bit strained. Mr. Gavin?
Yes, Your Honor.
I was under the impression that you would be heading up this case.
Boy, heading up your butt.
Giving head on this case. I mean, heading up this case.
This whole stream is just gonna be full.
I know, we're just gonna be dick jokes this entire time. I don't know, something about Phoenix Wright is so phallic to me. It's so gay.
They're all like these
So much
male
yaoi.
like main characters.
Talking about
it's like two
first
female
time.
characters. In
I know, and they just got big boobies.
Yeah. That was my intention, yes. However, a defense attorney must always see to his client's wishes. And my client specifically requested Mr. Justice.
He wanted a first timer and he wanted them young. Well, of course he wants them young. I mean, justice. But to entrust his case to this greenhorn, why? I do not exaggerate when I say that you're the best defense attorney in town, Mr. Gavin. Okay, so Gavin's got trial experience, fine, but does he have cords of steel?
Definitely bragging a lot about his throat there.
Yeah. Then let's begin. The defendant may enter the courtroom. Sup?
He's dressed well for court.
Pa.
Pa.
This is truly an unfortunate turn of events. I'm sorry we had to meet again under these circumstances. Long time no see, Mr. Wright.
Whoa, that's Phoenix.
Wow,
right?
it's Papa Phoenix.
Papa Phoenix.
Papa. Let's put the past behind us, shall we?
He's a rapper now. MC Papa.
These days, I'm merely a Phoenix Wright piano player.
Part-time rapper.
Part-time rapper, part-time piano player, part-time DJ. Full-time excellent. Mr. Wright, how could this have happened? I won't speak of it further, then. If the prosecution would be so kind as to explain the charges, Mr. Payne.
To think I saw you enter this room a fresh attorney, and now you leave in chains.
Look at his little shiny spot. Can you see my mouse?
Single like ahoge, like his hair, like
Yeah.
like one spot.
Can you see my mouse on Discord?
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, you can see my mouse on Discord.
I can see it on the stream too.
Yeah. I was just wondering if Winston Payne, subtle as ever. I see. He really looks like a stoner right now.
He does. Like when you come to court, like as a defendant, I'm surprised they like let you wear whatever you want.
Hey man, I've committed so many crimes. Which one am I being tried for? Oh.
The crime occurred at the Borscht Bowl Club.
Borscht?
What is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
I'm
right,
pronouncing
yeah.
it correctly.
I don't know.
Bowl
Borscht.
Club. A Russian restaurant. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, took the victim, a customer, and he hit him. Wham! On the head. Smack. Killed him cold.
A customer at the restaurant, you say? And the defendant, you say he was...
I don't know.
The penis for the club!
I mean, pianist for the club, it seems.
Phoenix Wright, a pianist. The pianist!
This is the weapon that took the victim's life. A bottle of grape juice.
This is rated T for teen, not F for mature. We can't say it's wine.
Wine? I don't know what that is. Grape juice is apparently our defendant's drink of choice.
The court accepts the deadly bottle as evidence.
Deadly bottle added to the court record.
Oh, okay. Don't touch it, you might die. Something to note, Justice. All evidence is filed in the court record.
Oh.
Make a practice of checking it frequently.
Alright, check it now. How long did I yearn for one of these? It's one of those cakes that you flip.
It's a bun cake.
Bun cake.
He's just like eating his attorney. He's like, I'm supposed to what?
I've been yearning for one of these for so long. What's this? Smith's autopsy report. The time of death was around 2 a.m. April 17th. Death caused by a single blow to the forehead. To my nuts.
He just went to the forehead and he died.
Crime photo 1. The sub-basement of the Borscht Bowl Club. Oh, there's the bottle.
There's a bottle in the photo.
Oh,
guilty.
My gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at all these mushrooms.
Oh no, mushroom coins.
Okay, I don't see anything suspicious except that he's dead.
Oh, there's a dead body in the photo.
Grape juice used as the murder weapon bears Mr. Wright's prints. Oh.
I guess I haven't gone there yet.
Wee.
Whoa,
Oh.
3D.
Grape juice. How long has it been since I drank grape juice? Apparently it's Mr. Wright's favorite drink. I wonder how well it goes with borscht. With this. Bottle's completely empty. Okay.
Okay, I think we'll have time to explore it later too.
The court record. Right. I've heard of that.
I've played Phoenix Wright games. Use to look at the evidence so far. I'm confident in your ability to handle this.
Oh, what's up, Bob Man Bob? Hey, Happy New Year, boss. Well, advance Happy New Year. Yes, we are, what, 3 days away, 2 days away? From
Yay, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Right, just use E sounds like the time for some hands-on action. Hell yeah.
So the victim was a customer at this restaurant, but just who was this, Shady Smith fellow? Shoddy? Shoddy, what your name is?
We believe he was a traveler, Your Honor.
A traveler?
But he wouldn't tell us. He's kind of dead at the moment.
Oh, was he the main character in a different game, perhaps? One that involves exploration? Was it this traveler, right?
Traveling, yes.
Genshin?
Ah, yes. He was also the main character of the famous gacha game Genshin Impact.
The traveler.
According to his passport, he's been out of the country for a number of years.
Ah,
on account
yes.
of him traveling.
Traveling.
In the famous mobile game Genshin Impact. Hashtag not sponsored. He had only returned to this country recently, though his place of residence is unclear.
And he had some sort of connection with the defendant.
That too is unclear at present, Your Honor. We believe they first met at the Borscht Bowl Club on the night of the crime.
If they had only just met, then why murder?
I don't know. Try asking him. Oh wait, he's dead.
Oh shit!
Perhaps the victim slighted the defendant's piano playing.
That doesn't appear to have been the case. No, the motive had nothing to do with the defendant's lack of playing skill. At least not piano playing. I'll let this photo explain what I mean.
It was... These cards are face down, and these cards are face up.
Oh my gosh, he's sleeping all weird.
Oh my gosh. Who falls asleep in the middle of a game of poker?
He whacked him because he fell asleep in the middle of the game.
Yeah.
Case closed.
Done.
Oh, sorry. As we can see, a game of poker was in progress at the scene of the crime.
Wait a second! Isn't poker gambling?
No way.
That's a crime in and of itself!
Indeed, it appears our defendant
It's a gambler!
has fallen to become the basest sort of criminal.
Objection.
Objection. It is true that the defendant was engaged in the game of poker with the victim. Yet it was only that, a game, in the purest sense. A competition, Your Honor. A competition? I have never heard that word in my life.
What does that mean?
Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions.
Ah, yes. Butt sex.
We also call that what?
What?
Only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flame. Final outcome. Oh my gosh. Yes.
There.
We're still talking about cards, right?
Yeah. Oh. Come again? No, I heard.
The cards on the table had blue backs, Your Honor.
Did they? It looked like... Oh, it's black and white.
It's
I
black
can't
and white,
get
you
it.
Who takes black and white photos still?
I know.
I believe the defense was waxing poetic in an attempt to mystify those present. And impress women, and probably men.
That'll be our first order of business here then, to find out more about this fatal game of cards.
The game is called poker. You draw 5 cards.
Teaching poker hands is pretty hard.
Yeah, that's true.
Very well, defendant. You will testify to the court about the poker competition held the night of the crime.
What? I'm doing what now? I'm like so high right now.
My pleasure. And this is it, my first trial. Here goes nothing. Hope he stays awake.
Here goes nothing. 2 minutes later, guilty. Well,
You might be wondering how I got here. The competition. I am a pianist by trade, yet I can hardly play at all. What?
Well, okay.
My real job is to take on interested customers over at the poker table. The room where we play and the competition in there are the club's main attractions. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. That's all it is, a game. And our customers are happy. Oh,
That's it?
that's what you call it.
Poker.
Yes. He's a poker prostitute.
I barely even know
Oh
her.
my gosh.
A pianist who can't play piano.
Better than a defense attorney you can't defend.
Oh shit, he went there.
Oh.
Very well, the defense may begin the cross-examination.
Right, Your Honor. My first cross-examination. Don't blow it.
Don't blow who?
Don't
What?
blow it.
Are you alright? You're sweating bullets.
I mean, it's my first time. Bullets? Where?
It's a figure of speech, Justice. Your voice sounds strained and raspy, too.
My brain feels strange and raspy, sir.
You've watched me perform cross-examinations many times. Though you've never done one yourself, have you? Care for a refresher?
No. What to do? Should I ask Mr. Gavin for a refresher course across? No, thanks.
No, we've played this game.
We got this. We're fine.
I'm glad they give you the option.
Yeah. No need for help here, sir. I think I've got this one covered. I'm fine.
I think you'd better do more than think. You know it, or you do not.
I'm fine. The courts of steel are ready for battle. My weapons. Press and present.
Find any inconsistencies, any lies in the testimony, and reveal them to the court. I thought we weren't doing a tutorial. That is cross-examination. Learn it, know it, do it.
Nike.
Do what?
Just do it. Inconsistencies, lies, Phoenix Wright. That's an interesting looking bird. As if Phoenix Wright would never lie, and it's up to me to prove it.
Oh, that's not a bird, it's a lamp.
Oh man, I'm so high right now.
Where am I? I could really go for some Chipotle.
The defense may begin the cross-examination.
Cross-examination.
Well,
Doop, doop. I'm a pianist by trade, yet I can hardly play at all. Where, you tell me where you want me to press. My real job is to take on interesting customers over at the poker table. The room where we play and the competition in there are the club's main attractions. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. That's all it is, a game. And our customers are happy.
I mean, normally when I play,
you press everything.
Right? I just press everything.
I also press everything, but I was.
But I wonder if that like way too much time. Yeah. So maybe
Yeah.
you can press on the one, like you can skip the ones that seem like obviously they don't have much information.
All right,
And
and
it's
2
just
decks
like-
of cards.
Yeah.
2 decks of cards. A simple measure to prevent cheating. If you alternate 2 decks, no one can slip in cards.
There's something else I noticed. In addition to the cards on the table, there are some lying scattered on the floor. Why is this in black and white? Am I colorblind?
Precisely. Cards on the table, cards upon the floor, cards everywhere through the open door. Each one forming a complete deck. How would you know?
Yeah.
A crime scene painted blue by a sad sweep of cards.
Can I scroll up to the down?
Can no one else see the blue? Am I just imagining? It's poetic, really.
Incidentally.
Oh, you can press T to see the history. it seems.
Okay. We use 2 types of cards at the club. You can find 2 cards at the club, bottle full of bum. One deck of cards was red, the other blue.
As I recall, in poker you make 5 card hands.
Couldn't someone just bring in their own blue cards or like?
So something that I learned from people who work in the casino. My mom used to work in a casino. She said that whenever they finished with a deck of cards,
Yeah.
they would poke a hole in the middle of it through the whole deck. So they have these like a hole puncher, and so that people can like take cards home, but they would not be able to be used for cheating because they would have this hole on it.
Yeah, a hole.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that would cost a lot of money.
Which part?
Like poking a hole, and then basically one-time use cards, right?
Sort of, because they could sell the cards after, or like give it away as like souvenirs kind of thing. But yeah.
Oh, the casino would sell the color cards.
Yeah. And also, casinos make a lot of money. I don't think they have anything to worry
That's
about.
fair.
And then, like, also when the cards are just worn down enough, they can't be used anymore anyway, right? Hello, long time no see. How have you been? Doing well. How are you?
Hello.
Yeah.
I can see how it would be easy to cheat.
Yes, a game of hands. You may call it is my job, you may say. My hands job. Whoopsie. Click. What is a hands job?
Way over his head. Yeah.
That's all it is. A game and our customers are happy. Okay, I see it. So, you claim you weren't gambling. That's right. It was simply a game. You didn't bet any money? Not even a little? What are these
A
chips
little?
on
What does a little mean?
the... What do you mean?
It's like, oh, yeah, we actually bet a little bit.
A little money.
I thought that didn't count in this case.
The only thing at stake in our game was pride itself.
Well put, Mr. Wright. That's cool. I've got a mind to play hand of poker myself.
Oh,
The stakes, your fate.
we were playing poker.
Can we get back to the trial now? I can't imagine Mr. Wright lying in his testimony.
Isn't it a little early to be jumping to conclusions? This is your first cross-examination. Take it slow.
Take it slow.
It's your first time.
Uh-huh.
If you need more information, don't forget to press.
Right. I got it. I'm fine. Time to listen to that testimony again. I'm ready. Alright, press everything.
I guess so.
You can hardly play? Oh, I play sometimes when customers demand it. So I play them one song. That's usually all they want. Was that supposed to be a boast just now? The title of Pianist is a mask. A respectable face I wear for the world at large.
I was thinking, like, what if somebody like wants him to actually play a song?
Yeah.
Then why are you really at the Borscht Bowl Club?
My real job is to take hands. Press. Oh, wait, why not?
Press the
Q?
Qua.
They pay you just to play poker? That would seem to be the case. I am a professional after all.
Bah! Do I detect pride in that statement? It's just hard for an honest, hardworking member of society like me to imagine.
Yes, your imagination was always a bit limited, Winston.
What?
I've played poker for 7 years in that little room. And I've never lost once.
Whoa.
What? You see why the customers come now? Hands job.
For his hands.
Defeat the undefeated poker champion.
Wow, I didn't know poker was something you could be undefeated at.
Quite a draw.
Oh, maybe?
I think
maybe
you
he means
can-
like the whole game, not just like individual hands.
Yeah, like Sabak.
Yeah. But knowing game fantasy logic, they probably mean a single hand.
Probably.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of silly in that
It's
game.
so silly. That is, I'm quite a draw. Wait, you've never lost once? Not even one time? How's that even possible? That's like not even poker.
Oh, I've lost one time, but I thought that didn't count.
As I said, I'm a professional. Just because you're a professional doesn't mean you can control the hand every time.
He would have a high win rate, but he wouldn't ever not lose.
Yeah. He's played poker for 7 years and not lost once. Is that even possible? The room where you play and the competition in there are the club's main attractions.
The room where it happens.
The room where it happens. The room where it happens. A room in the crime scene photo is an attraction? I like his little thinky face.
I'm getting wrinkles.
It has quite a history, actually. The Borscht Bull Club used to be a gathering spot for black market types back in the day. Black market? All in the past. Things like the black market are only on the silver screen nowadays. That's not
black market
true.
nowadays. Now people do transactions fairly, you know, through things like Bitcoin and blockchain and stuff.
Suffice it to say that there were a lot of deals being made under the table. Right there in that room.
A smoky room, gambling hoods, you know. Just looking at this picture makes me feel bad.
Okay, Judge, you go to bed now.
The bosses gather around the table cutting deals safe from the eyes of the law. Meanwhile, Goon keeps watch through a small window. I can practically picture it now. That window does look like it'd be good for keeping a lookout, but little else.
What about saying hi to your friend?
The room had a few other tricks to it, though it was common knowledge to our regulars. At any rate, they did come to play poker in a room steeped in history. Despite the dark past, it was all just good, clean fun.
Well, we pressed everything, which is, I guess, what we're
I guess we were supposed to do. Jeez.
Man,
This
This competition you're talking about, I believe the court understands the nature of the game sufficiently.
That's right. It was a simple game after all.
Are you sure?
Huh?
People not murdered over simple games, Mr. Justice.
Judge is like, even I'm not that stupid.
Defendant, you were in the room the very moment that the crime occurred. You claim no connection to the crime.
Now that's strange.
What's strange?
I was testifying about the competition that night. Asking me about the crime at this point is against the rules, Your Honor.
What
What?
rule?
What rule? Of course, I expected to hear a cry of objection from the defense. I completely let that one slip by.
Oh no! Don't despair yet, Justice. You might be dumb, but at least you still have a chance.
You might be dumb, but at least you're cute. Sir? That's sexual harassment, sir.
Right. There's something I'd like made clear. Namely, your connection to the case at hand. And I'd like to hear from you.
Sure, why not?
Very well, the defendant will amend his testimony.
Just one little press. And I give myself a whole new testimony.
Oh my god, you pressed it. You got the testimony
This is
all over the testimony all over the
Testimonial! I plead silence regarding the murder, but I will say I never touched the murder
Why
weapon.
would you plead silence and then say something totally like contradictory?
But they said that
It's not something someone pleading silence would say.
Also, like it says his pits.
Yeah, so now you have to present it.
Wait,
it's
but
objection. It's
how
your
do
job.
How do I present it?
R.
Oh.
Here's a present.
Christmas presents. So you say you didn't touch the murder weapon? This grape juice bottle?
This bottle that I'm touching right now, getting my fingerprints all over it.
So I said.
Something the matter, Mr. Justice?
Oh my god, the hair flip.
Too bad our new defense attorney never learned how to play dumb. I mean, we have to present it, otherwise the story wouldn't progress.
Yeah.
What's this, Mr. Payne?
Might as well just quit the game right now. I examined the bottle in question, you see. And it was covered with the defendant's fingerprints.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you rabble.
We figured that out.
OBJECTION! Exclamation point.
No need to shout, Mr. Justice. I can hear you just fine.
Objection!
Objection! Oh, he's got a little wrist.
A little wrist
Thing.
thingy and like a little blushy. Excess yelling can damage a judge's ears and our case.
But what about my cords of steel?
That's for voice acting.
Anyway, what's so strange about the fingerprints on a bottle in a restaurant?
Well, that's true. The prints alone don't prove he...
Objection!
Well,
Oh, they wouldn't prove a thing if they are normal fingerprints.
uh-huh.
But these ones,
Huh? These ones.
would have his initials on them. But the fingerprints on the murder weapon were upside down.
Whoa, what if he was a cool flair bartender who was pouring it in a cool way?
He doesn't bartend, he's a pianist.
But what if he's also a bartender and a poker player?
It's just a one-man bar.
Upside down? What does that mean?
Well, you see, when something is upside down, it means not right side up. It means he was holding the bottle inverted. And there can only be one reason for that.
Donk,
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 donk.
donk. You see, these pictures I drew illustrate the point perfectly. Yes, to brain someone with the bottle.
I don't think that's the verb you want to use here.
You know.
Mr. Gavin, I think it's just a concern for the worst.
Oh yes, you really screwed up this time, Apollo.
Oh?
I see no problem.
Don't
Justice.
wear your tight little ass.
You just stand there and look pretty.
You just said it look so condescending. Huh?
The only thing that matters is the truth. There's a good reason for everything. You'll see.
Defendant, can you explain your fingerprints on this bottle to the court?
Oh, yeah, I did it.
I stand by my plea of silence regarding the murder. For now.
Not very cooperative, are you? You can't really do that. It's called the promise to plead to the court, right? Like you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. But
Something like that. Well, you have like your brand of rights or something like that. But it's also like once you start testifying, I don't think you can like
back out of
back
it.
out.
Yeah.
Like once you waive your rights, I don't think you can take them back.
Oh, really?
This could hurt your case.
I'm sure he's uncooperative because he's hiding something. There must be some reason. If someone's pleading the fifth, they're obviously guilty. Your Honor, you seem to have forgotten something.
Your glasses. Here.
Sorry, I've been wearing them.
And what might that be, Mr. Gavin?
On the night of the crime, who was it who reported the murder to the police?
Reported?
Well, that was the defendant, Mr. Wright. But still, that...
Really?
You didn't know.
He woke up late this morning. He didn't have time to read the case file.
Yeah.
Well, yes. According to the case file, the murder was reported from near the scene by a call from the defendant's cell phone.
Near the scene?
Let's take a look at a diagram of the murder scene, shall we?
Okie doke. Oh.
I also drew this by hand. I've been taking art classes, you see.
Yeah.
The victim was murdered in a small room in the basement, 2 floors down from ground level. Of course, cell phones can't get reception so far down.
That would be impossible. You can't see the radio tower from there.
The defendant used the stairs in this hallway to go above ground. The call came from the first floor of the restaurant.
I see. And this is the phone that made the call. Look at that Nokia.
No, Judge, that's your phone.
Oh, sorry. I was playing Snake.
Right cell phone added to the court record. Of course
Oh,
it's Frieda's right cell phone.
so old school. The defendant could have just fled the scene of the crime if he so chose. Wow, Tachikuma, thank you for the raid.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, raiders. My name is Yuma Yamano. I'm the leader of the Iron Lions. Nice to meet you. And this is Nitori.
Hello, I'm Nitori. I'm a spirit, shine clumsy. I hope you'll be friends with me.
Yay, Wizard Raid, Wizard Raid. I hope y'all had a good stream. I hope you're having a good time.
Welcome. What are you guys playing?
Yeah.
We're playing Phoenix Wright.
I guess, can we get a shout out in the, get a shout out in the chat. Shout out, how do I do this?
Wow.
Need that?
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Whoa.
Warhammer, cool. Were y'all painting? I don't know.
Don't know anything about Warhammer, but I hope you have fun.
I don't know. I assume they involve minis.
Yeah. Yet he fulfilled his duty as a citizen and reported it to the authorities.
We're playing Apollo Justice, by the way.
Yeah, first time. And you claim he is being uncooperative.
Nice save, Mr. Gavin. I better not waste this.
I think the prosecution has toyed with our client enough for the time being. Toyed? I assure you, no one is more serious about... What was it you said?
Homeless man, right? Yes.
Yeah, he's so high right now.
I know. He's like, wow, man. I could go for some Cheetos right about now.
The defendant was in the room that very moment that crime occurred.
Room when it happened?
He was in the room when it happened. The room where it happened.
The room where it happened.
How can you possibly know this?
That's a good question. How indeed?
The answer is simple, Your Honor. The prosecution has a decisive witness.
Whoa.
Hee. You're as good as they say you are.
Whoa. So someone else was in the room the night of the crime.
Someone else was also in the
room
room
when it happened. That must mean they witnessed the crime.
What does
Oh my
witness
gosh.
mean? Everything up until now has been a warm-up, Justice.
Oh, are you ready for the real dicking? I mean,
What?
What?
Real what?
real what?
Very well. The prosecution may call its first witness to the stand.
We were all friends before, but this is a real client.
Oh, this is borscht.
Oh!
Oh,
wait-
you know what's gonna happen here.
You can do this one.
Okay.
The witness will state her name and profession.
Hold on just a moment. Where's the witness?
Oh,
Aw.
still holding everything in borscht.
I surmise that she has been frightened by the defense's demonic-looking horn.
What? Racist. So I used a little hair gel. Relax, people.
A little?
Have no fear. If any horns point in your direction, this court will cut them off. They will no longer be horny. They will go to horny jail.
You are sure?
So good.
I swear it on my gavel. Please come out.
Isn't violence against hair a crime, Your Honor? Not horny jail. No. Well, if you're sure, that's okay. I will talk. Hello.
Oh, small Russian.
A small Russian lady.
Oh,
Oh, small Russian photographer lady.
Wait a minute. Would the prosecution care to explain the witness's, paraphernalia?
Yes.
It's her support borscht and her emotional support camera. She needs to have it with her at all times.
Otherwise, she wouldn't be the same character. She is a professional, Your Honor. Those are merely the tools of her trade. So we let her have a camera inside the courtroom. Because she's a professional photographer.
She's a streamer. Don't you understand? She's live streaming this right now.
Have you heard of YouTube, Otter?
Have you heard of TikTok Live?
And that would be...
My name is Olga Orly. Olga Orly. I am employed as waitress in Borscht Boat Club restaurant.
It's perfect.
Thank you.
Then why the camera?
Of course, it is my pride to serve borscht in that is naming restaurant. But I also perform, how it is said, other service.
Oh.
How do you say handed jobs?
Right? Isn't the only hands job?
Hands jobs. They like the feeling of these fingerless gloves.
This feeling of thick cotton.
It is quite nice when there's fresh wool on their schlongs. I take it.
I take it. Oh, this other service is taking the customers' pictures.
Key. Da. Like, for example, this one.
Oh, I didn't want to see. Oh, just kidding.
This one.
Oh, don't show the corner.
Oh, wrong one. Sorry, I meant to show dick pics. Sorry. Da, свидания.
That's the defendant.
Indeed. On the night of the murder.
Man in white hat is one who has gone kaput.
Indeed, that is the victim.
Would you like some borscht?
Order! This is quite a piece of evidence to casually drop into our laps.
It is same way I drop cold bowls of borscht on the laps of customers casually.
It's that kind of restaurant.
Then the court will casually accept this new evidence.
Bowls of borscht on customers' laps added to the court record. Olga's photo added to the court record.
Now, witness, where were you at the time of the murder?
I was in the room. The hideout, we call it. Excuse me, the hideout? It is room where a famous gangster bad guy was arrested.
Bad guy?
A sole bad guy. He was using his bandit bringer.
Oh, bad guy from Guilty Gear.
Guilty Gear. Drive and Exit Rev 2. Is room where murder took place. What? Your look of utter surprise. It is lovely. Now beg. I will post my courtroom door later for you. And on Twitter for everyone to see.
I would advertise my services.
Da, photos will be numbered. And you will write which numbers you want copy of. So there were 3 people in the room at the time of the crime. The victim, Shady Smith, Mr. Wright, and Olga Orly, our witness. And if Mr. Wright isn't the killer, that means it has to be her.
It has to be this innocent little woman.
Very well. Witness! You will testify to the court about that night's events.
Maybe
Blink,
he
blink,
just
blink.
passed out.
Maybe he hit himself on the head.
Yeah.
That fateful night. That night, customer asked me to deal cards for game.
Oh, so she's also a dealer.
It was cold. Both players played with hats on. Da. I did not take my gloves off for this procedure.
He got the cards with gloves on. It's not a smart move.
They were a little sticky. The victim, he plays whole time with his hands on his deck. Unlock it at his neck. Then last hand is done, but something terrible has happened. Da! That man flew at victim and strangling him to death. What?
What? I don't think she was watching the same murder.
Incidentally, who won the game?
Isn't it obvious? The winner was the victim, Mr. Smith.
Objection! That's ridiculous. Because Mr. Wright can't lose.
Justice? Maybe you can come up with a more legitimate objection?
But he hadn't lost in 7 years.
Take it from me, kid. It happens. I didn't lose a case in my first 7 years as prosecutor either. And then the next 7 years, I didn't win a single case. Incidentally, I have some evidence here.
Oh? 7778A. KKKAA.
These are the poker chips as they lay the very moment of the crime. I've highlighted the poker chips. The hand and chips on this side belong to the defendant, Mr. Wright. And those on the far side belong to the victim, Mr. Smith.
Chips, you say? Is there fish as well?
I mean, yes. Imagine that. We're gonna explain poker now. Imagine that poker is war.
Imagine that poker is a game played with cards.
Your hand is your army, and the chips are the spoils, or money. You could think of them as money.
I know that. After all, I was known as the poker head of courtroom number 3.
Oh no, wait, that was just the head.
I think he means poker face.
Looking at this picture, it does seem that most of the chips are on the victim's side of the table.
Sure.
Chips photo added to the court
I
record.
don't know, maybe the red ones are worth more. You know, the red ones feel
Yeah,
worth
maybe they're
1,000.
worth. Yeah, then yeah.
Would be, yeah.
Very well, the defense may cross-examine the witness.
But sure.
Boop, 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 boop. Doo doo. That night, customer asked me to deal card of the game. It was called both players play with the heads on the victim plays you with his hand on his locket at his neck. Then the last hand is done, but something terrible has happened. The man flew at the victim, strangling him to death. Present.
It's like,
oh, I didn't know I could click
oh,
it again.
like for more information.
Age, and estimate time over the okay between that time. Cerebral hemorrhaging resulting from blunt trauma to the forehead. Great.
Apply blunt trauma to the forehead.
Apply blunt trauma to the forehead. Orly.
That's my name.
Yes, hello. What do you want from me? Strangled, you say? That's odd. Duh. Normal customers only choke on borscht. And when I choke them with my sex gloves. No, I mean, this report shows that the victim died of a blow to the head. Miss Orley, really now, did you witness the crime?
Whoa.
Don't worry, borscht is safe.
Looking at the picture, it doesn't seem like he was hit. He's still wearing his hat and everything.
Oh.
Oh.
You're right.
I mean, you can hit someone under their hat, you know?
And then put the hat back on? Like,
yeah. Or you can hit someone and you know, with a blunt object, you could still feel it under the hat.
yeah, I see. Yeah. It's
If I,
not
you know,
a, yeah.
if I bonked you while you're
Yeah,
wearing a hat with a
yeah.
bottle, it still hurt a lot. Yeah, it is a fact that he was hit, Your Honor. He took off his hat. Here's a photo we took of the victim with his hat off during our investigation.
Here's a photo of the victim during his Aang Avatar cosplay.
And now here's a photo we took of the victim with his jacket off. And now here's a photo we took of the victim with his pants on.
Look at his little body.
Well, that's quite shocking, isn't it? This head certainly was hit, and that is a phenomenal cosplay.
Crime photo 2 added to the court record.
It was just a picture of him sleeping.
But I have seen it happen. The defendant killed lunch at victim in his neck. Oh, really, Miss O'Reilly? I think I've caught you in your own lie this time.
Justice, I admire your enthusiasm, but perhaps you should think this through once more.
What do you mean? I found a contradiction.
Yours as always. There's one thing in her testimony that troubles me.
Very well. It seems we should continue the cross-examination.
There's such a thing as thinking too much. This horse is dead. Let's stop beating it.
There's such a thing as thinking aloud too much, too.
But the text was blue. Wasn't the text blue? That night, customer asked me to deal cards for a game. Why? You were dealing cards? Do you do this often? Duh, I am doing this. If customer wishes it, I serve anything. Borscht, cards, more borscht. Blowjob. Camera. It is my work.
Steppies?
Steppies. And sometimes they like the steppies the most.
It is good to hear of a place that hasn't forgotten the meaning of service. Why don't they have red light districts anymore?
John is like, I would like to frequent this place someday. Can you give me the steppies?
What are steppies? The steppies that you described.
So intriguing.
Welcome you to Borscht Bowl Club, where borscht is warm as the waitresses. Thank you for not handing out flowers during the cross-examination. Well, you don't get to keep that.
What do you do?
Do we get
Put
to
the
keep
fire in the court record?
It was cold. Both players played with hits on the. Sure. It's already April. How could it be cold? At Borscht Bowl Club, we have pride on our authentic rustic Russian restaurant theme. You try saying that. Authentic rustic Russian restaurant theme.
Authentic rustic Russian restaurant theme.
Outside it is city in... What? Outside it is city in spring, but inside it is always as cold as Mother Russia.
Russia can be warm
Ah,
too.
motherland. No way am I going there. When it comes to hot borscht, cold is best seasoning, da? Isn't borscht served cold? She said cold borscht earlier. Which is
Hot
it?
borscht.
The victim, he plays whole time with his hand on the locket on his neck. His locket? Is that code word? I believe it was good luck charm, da? He gripped it many times as he played that night.
Yes, he must have felt it through as though it might carry him to the moon and the stars. Though if it were small enough to fit around his neck, it wouldn't have much lift.
What?
The defense would like a clarification. This is a locket we're talking about? I mean, a pendant with a picture in it, right? Not a rocket?
Of course, I knew that. It was probably a pendant shaped like a rocket. That's why she called it that.
He's judging all over the
No,
place.
a locket's a locket. Doesn't matter what shape it is.
It's considered bad form to poke fun at the hard of hearing in our society.
Thank you, Kristoff. Hard of hearing or hard of understanding?
So, what happened next? Let's move on. I'm getting bored.
Anyway.
I need more lines.
The last hand is done, but something terrible has happened, duh. Do you want to repress this?
Sure.
Something terrible!
The defense will refrain from needless shouting.
Sorry, I need to seriously reconsider this vocal training thing.
Now, Miss Orderly, can you tell us what happened?
Oh, I was so frightened. Duh, I trembled with fear.
I guess nothing there.
After the defendant tried to strangle victim, he hit him with bottle.
Oh, she changed it. Okay.
You didn't say anything about hitting before. So sorry. I must be forgetting this, duh.
Witness! You will take a greater care with your testimony.
Oh, duh. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Speaking Morse code.
Da.
And that clears up the discrepancy with the autopsy report, I believe. The defendant made to strangle his victim, then changed his mind, and chose a simpler, blunter means to do the job. Yes, that sums it up nicely.
So he strangled him, then he hit him? Something's fishy about all this.
Go ahead. I believe you know what it is you need to do.
Right, sir, leave it to me.
Get down on your knees.
There were only 3 people in the room at the night of the murder. The victim, Shady Smith, Mr. Wright, and if Mr. Wright isn't the killer, I've got you now, Orly.
But she's so small and
She's so
petite. She
small.
can't even pick up
Can
a
I
bottle.
just click right to the thing?
Yeah.
Hit him with bottle.
What is the contradiction here?
After the defendant tried to strangle the victim, he hit him with the bottle. That's like there's no.
I mean,
you could say when he had his hat on all night.
I mean, you can't tell whether or not he was strangled or not. Can you see that photo?
This one?
Yeah.
He has a hat on.
He does have his hat on here.
Yeah.
But he's missing something. Doesn't have something around his neck, right?
Oh, he doesn't have the locket around his neck. Oh,
right.
Oh, so what do we present, I guess?
Oh,
oops.
On that one.
Did not mean to. I didn't mean to. Sorry.
Sorry.
Back.
No, you can't go back.
Okay.
You must commit to your error.
No.
Unfortunately, I will have to penalize you, Mr. Justice.
Alright, me shorty. After defendant starts to strangle him.
Yeah.
Which one?
Oh, probably the next one.
This one?
Right? He plays the whole time with his hand on the locket at his neck. But there is no locket, right?
Yeah. This one.
Maybe the other one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
the music stopped, you know it's right.
Yeah.
You know, there's one curious part in her testimony, just like Mr. Gavin said. But what does it mean?
Mr. Justice, would you care to explain what it is you're thinking so intensely about? After
Objection.
yelling objection and then saying nothing.
Recall the testimony, Your Honor. The victim played with his his hand on locket at his neck, I believe she said.
I hope you aren't about to raise an objection to the witness's grammar.
That's racist!
She's Russian.
No, but look at this photograph. Look at this photograph. Every time I get, oh shit, it's a murder. Do you see a locket on the victim's neck?
Well done, Justice. I'm impressed.
Ah,
I knew you'd be able to handle this.
Nickelback reference. But what does it mean?
The numbers, Justice, what do they mean?
If we are to believe this witness's testimony as is, then the locket disappeared following the victim's death.
Lockets don't just disappear, Your Honor.
They only reappear.
Yeah.
That's why we're in a society filled with lockets. It's quite simple when you think about it. If the locket is gone, someone must have taken it off, no? Or they just
Taken
fell
it
off. I don't know.
Wait, you don't mean...
Yes, it's a strip club. The defendant wasn't strangling the victim at all. He was taking off his locket. Wouldn't that explain it?
Wow, sexy.
Ah! Defendant, what do you have to say to this? Say.
Yes.
Oops, sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
What?
I was too busy eating these Cheetos.
I just noticed this, but is that Cheeto dust on your fingers? You have something hanging around your neck, don't you?
Oh? You mean this?
This
I don't
is
know
just
how
the
I
lock-
got it.
It's just the locket I stole. No big
Yeah,
deal.
it's a locket.
I stole it from the victim's
with a
neck.
photograph inside.
I didn't think that was important, though.
He bet it, so I took it. I won after all. A photo of my daughter? Whoa, who'd you fuck, Phoenix, right? Who did you bang? Come again? He's like, I already did. Like 12 years ago.
Why do you think I have this photo?
Mr. Wright, you have a daughter?
We confirmed it at the time of the arrest. The picture in the locket is indeed Mr. Wright's daughter.
So Mr. Wright has a locket too?
And
a
a
daughter? Why don't I buy that this is just a coincidence? Her name is Miles Edgeworth Jr.
Well, now, if the results of this poker game led to the murder, perhaps we should hear a bit more about the outcome of the game.
Further testimony won't really be necessary. It's clear that the defendant lost. Badly.
Miss Orley, you will testify to the court about the game that played between the victim and the defendant.
When you look away suspiciously.
Daddy.
Serious competition. The game pool began with 3,500 points in chips for each man. Those chips come in two sizes, small and large. The one who is winning, it was victim. For the last hand, defendant play with all chips on table and lose. The moment loss was decided, defendant grabs bottle from table and... You know the rest.
Indeed, looking at this picture, it does seem to be a one-sided game.
As the court knows, the poker was the defendant's life. Failure must have been a bitter pill to swallow. You know, well, to swallow.
How many times have I heard these words? It's hard to swallow jism.
If I had a nickel for every time I heard those words.
Shit, I missed what he said. I done it in a fit of anger, Your Honor, and now I regret what I done. A common tale, but true.
She's saying it in that accent too.
Yeah. Methinks the judge watches too many old court movies. Methinks. Mr. Wright said he hasn't lost in 7 years, so this testimony must be wrong. Mr. Wright's obviously telling the truth.
If he hasn't lost in 7 years, then he wouldn't lose now.
Yeah. Serious competition. The game began with 3,500 points chips. Then... I can't read. House chips come in two sizes, small and large. The one who was winning, it was victim. Okay. For the last hand, defendant play with all chips on table and lose. Last hand. It was the largest points of any hand. The defendant's hand, it was excellent. He tried to use it to take victory from behind. Oh my god.
It appears that both the victim and the defendant's hands are in this picture.
Oh, I was like, where? I don't see any hands.
That is truly an excellent hand, however, so is the victim's. One with the highest number wins, so defendant loses. The victim...
Oh, the victim, Mr. Smith, had a stronger hand than the defendant and crushed him. I believe that explains what occurred next.
Let's card laid down on table, it happened. The moment the loss was decided, defendant grabs bottle from table and...
Remember, your first goal is to gather information.
Oh, yes sir. Look out, contradiction, here comes just ice. Okay, let's try. Press it. Whoopsie. Each one we press. Are those the usual starting points? Were there any special rules used? No, not special. Usual game, usual rules.
If each man begins with 3,500 points, then the total would be...
Oh my god.
Exactly 7,000 points!
Good job, Judge.
Please, this isn't calculus, it's even long division. Let me see that
picture again?
Picture again.
Yeah. This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they would need me 7,000 points, right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, they were the word with more. Wow. House chips come in two sides, long and short. I mean, small and large. How do I go back here to go?
Back? Yeah.
Are the chips in this photo all the chips that were used? Duh! Duh! Of course!
Why are you so scared?
Huh? Something's fishy with these chips. Should I press harder? Press
press her harder. Yeah.
Maybe you can explain a little about those chips. Explain? What is there to be explained?
They come in two flavors, nacho and ranch.
They come in two flavors. Black sesame and strawberry. Black sesame is worth less than strawberry. I mean, what?
Poker chips are poker chips. They're not fish and chips. Not a chip off the old block. Not a motorcycle cop. And
not a cat in a hat. Not a fish with a bat.
one fish, two fish, red
fish, blue fish.
What were you
Black chips, red chips.
What were you talking about again?
Where am I? Thanks. Now that I've pressed her, I better ask something. What are these chips worth? Are they in dollars or rubles even? Yet, as I've been saying before, it was game, not gambling. Hard perhaps for capitalists to understand. Two types of chip, 100 points and 1,000 points chip. It is not money, duh.
Justice.
Sir!
Don't you find her comment interesting?
In more ways than one, sir. I'm into Russian girls.
Keep it in your pants, Justice. I'd have it added to her testimony myself.
Well, does the defense want the witness to add to her testimony? Add to testimony.
Yes, I do think this deserves further scrutiny. Added to the testimony. I wish you knew where I was going with this. Very well, witness.
Oh wait, very well, witness. If you would be so kind.
Your Honor. Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of chip is worth 1,002 kinds of long? Where's that? This one. Yeah?
Yeah.
Objection!
Oh, you got it right.
Yay. You're sure it was the victim who won? Absolutely sure?
It seems our new attorney is a bit confused. Victim is the one who died. A glance at this picture is enough to tell you who won, if you're not in kindergarten.
Oh.
Just for safety's sake, could you explain the problem to the court?
You know, for those of us who get it,
Yeah.
unlike me, who gets everything.
Yeah, obviously I understand everything. Of course, Your Honor. In this photo, I see small chips and I see large chips. I see red chips and I see blue chips.
Green
Tell me,
chips.
which were the 1,000 points? Which were worth 1,000 points?
Why, the big ones, of course. Duh. Any first grader could see that.
Oh, I thought so too, but the totals don't add up. The total. Oh, that's you.
The totals? Never bothered counting. I never learned how to count past 3.
Oh my god. Let's review what the witness has told us. Each man started with 3,500 points in chips.
This is a long explanation for...
And the combined total value of the chips was 7,000 points. That's right.
Yes, if my calculations are correct, let's see. 3 plus 1, carry the 5.
They are, Your Honor. Now, look at this photo that allegedly shows all the chips. If the big chips are worth 1,000 points and the small chips are worth 100, how many chips do you need?
How much is it?
Do it yourself. You aren't in kindergarten, are you? 10,600 points. The chips don't add up. This clearly contradicts the witness's testimony.
What? Can't you just reverse the values of the chips? I guess they aren't there yet.
Yeah, no.
Logic is trickling very
it's
slowly here.
Yeah.
But why? How could this be? Exactly. Justice. Now that you know the what, you must determine the why. I've already figured it out. You guys are moving way too slowly.
Right. There's only one possible way to explain this contradiction. Both were right.
Yeah, both are right. Just the other person is winning.
Yeah. Each man began the game with 3,500 points. If all the chips are indeed shown in this photograph, then there can only be one answer.
Well, what is it?
The value of the chips was the other way around.
What?
Want to know what I think? The small chip's worth 1,000 points, not the big one.
Thank you for getting there. Madness! Utter madness!
Who does that?
Show me the photographs of the chips again. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 small chips, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 large chips.
Wow, thank you for your counting.
Why, that does make 7,000 points when you add them up.
One small chip. 2 small chips. Excellent work, Justice.
Objection, Your Honor. Prosecutor's a nerd.
It's almost as though you figured it out by yourself.
Thanks. Well, I'm just glad I was the one who said it.
Ah, yes. Get all the credit for my work.
Yeah.
But wait! The value of the chips may be different, but that changes nothing.
Indeed, the victim did have a larger number of chips still.
Oh!
Thank you.
Exactly. If the small chips are 1,000 points and the large chips are 100,
Wait.
let's do a little math.
What
Add up the
happened?
points
I don't know how to add.
Each side of the table.
The victim, Mr. Smith, had 2,900 points and the defense had 4,100 points.
Well, now, it seems that Mr. Wright was winning that night after all.
That's impossible!
My client had even less reason to kill the victim. After all, he was winning.
Yeah!
Now, Miss Orley, you must have known the true value of the chips, since you were there at the scene of the crime.
And also, she's
Weren't
not working
you? I love that.
there. Animation.
That animation's so good.
Yeah.
Order! Order! It appears our defense has lost his motive, and Mr. Wright's supposed defeat never happened. Now we must ask ourselves, what? I didn't get to read the rest of the sentence before you said hold it. You interrupted me in real life. Excuse me, what is it, Miss Orley?
I did not want to be saying this, but actually, you see,
See what, Miss Orley? What do we see? I can't.
In
My
the
glasses
last
are all
hand,
fogged up.
there was cheat. Who was
Not
cheat?
cheat. A cheat? You don't mean someone who doesn't play by the rules?
You don't mean
A trick?
a falsifying?
A lie?
Wait, or do you mean a scam?
They're all the same thing. Shut the fuck up. Yes, that was cheat in the last hand. That is why game ends with chips as they are. Let's see.
What?
I don't see a cheat. Great, just great. First we have lying, now cheating.
Well, this case has certainly taken a turn. For the interesting.
Ah.
Witness, you please testify to the court. Tell us about this cheating in the final hand.
Okay.
Okay.
These people be yelling. The last hand, both men had full house. There is 4 of each card in deck from ace to king. If you look at both men's hand, cheat is more obvious.
4 of each card. I see 3 kings, 3 sevens.
Yeah, I don't see
4
any.
aces.
4 aces, yeah.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
don't
it's
see-
unlikely, but doesn't necessarily
Yeah.
seem cheating.
There's not any duplicates that are.
Yeah. No.
These are both diamonds, hearts.
Yep.
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 I don't see them.
Yep.
Okay.
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 What's more obvious? I don't understand.
The next moment, game becomes argument. Duh! The defendant's trick was exposed. He took bottle in his hand. Poor Mr. Smith.
Okay.
Ooh, Miss Orley, why did you not tell the court about this from the very beginning? Well,
Because I was lying.
because it's not the truth. I thought I smelled a cover up here and some fresh borscht.
Mostly because I just came up with it on the spot.
Well, folks, time to throw back the covers and watch some porn.
A full house is a very high-scoring hand. Not easy to make in my experience.
That alone is enough to suspect less than scrupulous tactics.
Mr. Gavin?
Oh my god.
What's a full house?
Lawyers these days, you don't know your poker.
I can't say this bodes well for your kid.
I'm gonna skip through this part.
Yeah, I figured I'd explain
What is this,
full
some
house.
kind of secret poker ring?
Justice. You know, one pair,
I
two
can't
pair,
click
three
any
pair.
faster. Yes.
Yes, we
Two
know
by
what a
three makes
full
three of
house
the kind.
is.
Good. Now picture your hand with one pair. Okay.
Oh my god, it's in the photo.
Oh my gosh. That doesn't sound very easy to make, does it?
Okay. You're just
Okay.
this photo.
Yeah.
Wow, they both have full houses.
Uh-huh. We forget there's an easy way to make a full house and go undefeated for 7 years.
Oh, sorry.
You cheat.
You cheat.
Oh. Okay. Now we may cross-examine the witness.
Alright, what
Thank
just happened?
God. Just in case someone doesn't know how to play poker.
I just had like a blur. You know, I just closed my eyes and suddenly.
That's strange. I thought that they were talking about how to make a full house a second ago. If you did cheat in the last hand, that leaves one important question. Mr. Wright lost that hand. Who's ever heard of a professional con man losing when they cheat? That's true.
That is true.
What? Yeah.
Why would you cheat and
Then
then
the other
lose?
guy cheated.
Yeah, right.
Last hand, both men had full house. There is 4 of each card in each deck from ace to king. If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious. Oh. And then we get the argument. Da, check was exposed. Press. How was it clear? Da, well, the defendant, he played a 5th ace. Wow.
Oh.
A 5th ace.
Where's the other ace?
I still remember both hands very well.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Mr. Smith's hand had 3 aces. No, you're a liar.
What? It's in the picture.
It's in
the picture that we saw
Yeah,
like
so
10
many
times
And
already.
Mr. Wright's too.
Obviously, cheating was afoot. Or perhaps I should say, a hand. Your Honor, perhaps this can be added to the testimony without Mr. Payne's joke.
Very well, the witness will add this detail to her testimony, please.
Okay, Mr. Hand had 3 aces, and then obviously there's 5 aces.
Yeah,
and
take
I
a
don't
look at this
understand.
photo. It's very clearly 5 aces. You see, I wrote it to your shirt.
It appears the witness is dumb.
1, 2, 3, 5.
1, 2, 3. Mistaken, but my name. Oh God. Look, this piece of evidence clearly contradicts what you said in your testimony.
That's the photo of the chips, is it not?
I count 1, 2, 3, 5. Perhaps you ought to explain your point in a way that the judge can comprehend. In other words, use your finger to point out your point.
Yes, please point out the contradiction in this photo.
I guess
Yeah, I
How do
guess
I-
like the
how do I point?
press R. Is that it? Yeah.
Why, it's here, of course. It's
Where?
Oh.
what?
That
I
was totally
pointing at
right. Maybe you point
Where?
the aces.
Good question.
We've already heard today on the dangers of bluffing.
Sorry, Your Honor. I don't. What? That's stupid.
That's stupid.
I think
Okay,
you best
okay.
point out your point again.
Can you point me on the aces?
Maybe.
You have to drag it? That's funny.
Yeah. Well, I guess I could click.
Oh, you can click it, yeah.
Should I point at?
Yeah, maybe on the ace itself.
Miss Orley, in your testimony, you made the following claim: Mr. Smith's hand had 3 aces, but as you can clearly see, the victim's hand only held 2 aces.
Oh my god, 2 aces? I didn't even notice that this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe the witness was simply confused. Perhaps it was the defendant's hand that held the 3rd ace in question.
Take another look at the evidence.
That argument's dumb even as I'm saying it.
As you can see, the defendant also had 2 aces in his hand. Where's this 5th ace? I see cheating, all right, and it's going on right here in this courtroom.
Oh, damn.
Oh, no!
2 asses in each player's hand does make 4 asses total.
No,
Judge, it's pronounced. Judge,
Never mind.
Hardly proof of cheating.
Wait, please. It is true. I have seen it. The 5th ace. That it was cheating. I swear to you. That's odd. She must be lying, yet she's most sincere. I've seen her all day.
You're right to trust your instincts.
Mr. Gavin?
Who knows what lies in store for us in the trial ahead? Your Honor, if I may, I have a suggestion.
What might that be, Mr. Gavin?
Just pronounce my client not guilty.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, perhaps we might examine the actual cards?
The cards?
Mr. Payne. Yes? The players' hands that night were set aside as evidence, were they not? The defense would like to request that the cards be shown to the court.
Ooh. Very well, the prosecution will submit this evidence. Which will you examine? The victim's cards or the defendant's cards?
Why not both? Why
Yeah, why'd I have to choose one or
either
the other?
or thing?
These cards don't prove cheating. What's going on? Nothing will. The victim's hand?
I guess, yeah.
It was the victim hand that changed over the course of the witness's testimony. The defense requests the time to examine Mr. Smith's cards.
Very well, Mr. Payne, if you would.
There.
Very well.
Received evidence to the victim's hand.
Here's the
Oh my
victim's
god,
hand.
the whole thing?
Oh, you want the cards? Well, time's a wasting. Get to it, Justice.
Yes, sir.
I mean, wrong person. Yep.
Oh, it did it for you.
Oh, yeah, I did
When
it for me.
examining evidence, be sure to view it from all sides and angles.
Oh.
Try using to turn it every which way and to zoom in and out.
Why is it B and M?
That should give you a better perspective on the case.
What does B and M stand for?
BM. I don't know.
Back and closer.
Left and right.
Left and right. Okay, let's do this. Zoom out, click. Oh,
What's that?
Examine. What? Hey, this one's blue. Your Honor, look at this. One of the victim's cards. The back is different color. And put the Konami code to view the evidence. That's impossible! But I put that card in Wright's hand. Ah!
What was that, Miss O'Reilly?
Not yet. I merely said da. I have eek.
Your Honor,
Mr. Gavin, yes?
tell me, what is the easiest way to cheat at poker? You've certainly done it before.
To cheat?
I'll tell you. One merely needs a friend, a comrade, shall we
Comrade?
say.
Oh, God.
Shall we say.
The dealer. Oh, wait.
Oh, the dealer.
I looked at her, so I thought it was her voice.
I thought it was too.
Ah. Wait, so you mean this witness, Miss Orley?
She's the cheater. A professional, I'd wager. She can cheat even with those giant gloves of hers.
Order!
You know
Order!
how many cards she can slip off those gloves?
Yeah, I know, right? Focus, Justice. Time to take advantage of her. I mean, of her mistake.
Wow, phrasing. Good thing that text is blue.
Yeah. Your Honor, please recall the testimony we just heard. That's impossible, but I put that Ergo. I hate it when people say ergo. It's so
Ergo. I don't even know what that means, but I just want to say it.
ergonomic. Miss Olga Orley conspired to cheat not with my client, but with the victim, Mr. Shady Smith. Not only did she cheat, she cheated poorly. Therefore, it's not hard to imagine an altercation between her and the victim.
What?
Wait, you don't mean the defense isn't accusing the witness, Miss Olga Orley, are you? I've never seen that before.
Time for justice. God. There were only 3 people in the room at the time of the incident. And if Mr. Wright isn't guilty, that means I am guilty.
I killed him.
The defense accuses the witness, Miss Olga Orley, of murder.
Oh my god, you killed her. Oh,
I love that little animation. It's so good.
Oh, and it's so perfectly.
Yeah.
Mr. Payne, where is your witness, Miss Olga Orley?
Well, she's still under the witness stand, Your Honor. We just left her there. It appears she has lost consciousness, Your Honor.
Mr. Justice.
Your Honor.
Seems you presented a new possibility to the court. One suggesting a connection between the witness and the victim, Mr. Smith.
And that means?
This court cannot pronounce a verdict for the defendant at this time.
What?
I did it! I held out! My hand for a handshake.
Yeah.
I see no point
in prolonging this trial this day. The prosecution will need to make further inquiries.
Oh.
Objection?
Oh. That guy.
Wow. Mr. Wright? You can't end the trial here, Your Honor. Not yet. Yet.
What nonsense is the defendant spewing now? You Russian or something?
Think. One of the cards had a different colored back. Don't you wonder what it means?
What are you doing, Mr. Wright? Raising objections right when you're about to get off the hook? Ridiculous.
Mr. Payne, you of all people should know. Mr. Wright has a talent for the ridiculous. Perhaps we should get to the bottom of things. Let's clear up the facts about the game that fateful night.
Why don't you just say the truth, dude?
Yeah, right? As was said before, we alternated between the 2 decks of cards at night.
That was said before. Gosh.
The 2 decks at the club have different colored backs, blue and red. 1 color per deck. Why use different colored backs? If we use the same color, the 2 decks might get mixed. You used 2 different colors and they still got mixed up. We used the red deck for the last game.
I see, but that's odd.
The red deck, but
I want to...
Oh yeah.
For some reason, I have this impression that you were using the blue cards.
Oh. Yeah, me too. I'm sure someone said something about blue cards. Whatever, in the end...
Whatever. In the end, 1 card of the wrong color got into the mix.
Or 4 cards of the wrong color got in the mix.
Which means there was still cheating.
Yes, a card slipped into the deck would seem to indicate cheating. Yet, this card raises 2 serious questions. Apollo? Wait, what did Phoenix just say? He said that they used the
red
cards.
Yeah.
Yes? Let's consider the first question, shall we? Think. In the last game, when was the card swapped? When?
When it was dealt?
There are 3 broad possibilities here. It could have been swapped before the murder, during the murder, or after the murder.
Oh, well, yeah. Thanks for the news bulletin, Mr. Wright. Of course it was...
Oh? It might be as simple as you think, Mr. Payne, or it might not be. Why you gotta speak in, like...
Just tell the
Yeah,
truth.
just tell it.
You're the one on trial here.
I'd like to hear what Apollo thinks first. When do you think the cards were swapped? When was the card swapped into the deck? After?
I guess that would make sense.
If the card was swapped into the deck, it would have been in a different hand because they used... Oh my gosh, Tatsuri! Thank you so much for the raid! Welcome, Raiders! My name is Yuma Yama and I'm the leader of the Iron Lions. Nice to meet you. And this is Nitori.
Hello, my name is Nitori. I'm a spirit, shy, and clumsy, but I hope you'll be friends with me.
Yay!
Yay!
I hope you had a great stream. We're playing Phoenix Wright. Ace Attorney. Apollo Justice. What?
Well, the other Phoenix, right?
Yeah, the blorps are blorping.
Wow,
Oh,
I
blorps.
love blorping.
They blorp and blorps. welcome. We're on the first case, which has Phoenix Wright as the defendant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like the first time, well, not the first time we've played it, but the first time in a long time we've played it.
Yeah,
so,
I don't remember any of this, so it's basically my first time playing it.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, I hope the blorps were doing well blorping.
Yeah.
Let me get you a shout out.
Ooh, shout out.
S.O. Tatsuri.
Hope you had a good stream.
Oh, 16.
Ooh.
Hope you were having fun.
Didn't know there were blorps in 16.
What are blorps exactly?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But thank you.
You don't understand. Phoenix Wright has to test the next generation of lawyers. Ignore that if they fail, he goes to jail forever. And this test involves someone getting murdered, apparently.
Yeah, well, it's very important.
All right. So when do we think that they swapped?
Well, if it was swapped after the murder, maybe the victim had a losing hand. No, that wouldn't make sense though, because he still got murdered, right?
Yeah.
But so what?
Like, what did he drop his hand? He could bonk himself on
Yeah,
that.
he didn't kill himself.
Yeah. So the card must have been swapped. Well, it must have been swapped before the murder to make that.
I don't know. It just it doesn't make sense.
This
I don't
question
really know.
doesn't really make sense to me.
I feel like it'd be like before. Like I can't think. Well, this is like me meta analyzing because if I was asked this question, IRL, I would say before, because after doesn't really make sense.
And save scum. Okay.
Sure.
So before.
Sure. Say before. Because
Well,
that's what I would say.
It must have happened before the murder.
You mean during the game?
I guess that'd be too hard though, because you would obviously see the back of the card, be changed.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it'd be obvious you were cheating, right?
I wonder. Huh? Why?
Like so
Think, when you're playing poker, which side of the cards face your opponent?
Yeah.
The back.
Oh.
Not something the poker head of the courtroom number 3 would be likely to miss.
Poker head.
Sorry,
You're
let
not
me
giving
think
good
some of this
poker.
more. When was the card swapped?
Alright, that would be have to be after the murder.
After the murder.
Yeah.
Perhaps it happened after the murder?
Objection! What's that? Ridiculous! What's the point of cheating after the hands have been shown? That's silly.
Yes, but tell me, how do you swap cards during the game? I'll take silly over impossible.
Objection! Take it from me, son. There's a lot of silly in this world, but very little impossible.
Oh? Even when the backs of the cards are a different color? If you pulled that during the game, you'd be caught in no time. Oh. Quite true. As I mentioned 5 seconds ago. That would mean the blue card in question was swapped after the hands were shown. After the murder.
Okay, this is going past silly and straight on the crazy train.
Crazy train!
I ask again, what's the point of cheating after the game's over? Who would do that?
Who indeed? That's one of the mysteries before us.
There's another?
Yes, a simple yet decisive question must be asked.
Who killed him?
Who swapped the red card for a blue card? Who?
The game and murder is done. The victim is dead. Only 2 remain in the room. Alive, that is.
Wow. Dawn of
So
the final
poetic.
day.
The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and our witness, Olga O'Reilly.
Okay, so who was it who swapped the red card for a blue one?
It would be, well, Phoenix wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
He's the victim.
So Olga.
Or not the victim, the defendant. So
But Olga thought that it was an ace.
Right. Oh.
So why would she swap it after she knew it was the wrong one?
Well, why would Phoenix swap it?
That's what I'm thinking. Someone else.
Maybe it is someone else, because it doesn't make sense for either of them to swap it.
Who was it that swapped the red card for a blue one? Who do you think? Olga or someone else? Or Phoenix?
I guess I would say Olga, because like I couldn't be Phoenix, and nobody
Yeah.
else is in the room. So.
Why, it must have been Olga Orley who swapped the cards. She was trying to cover up the evidence of cheating.
That does make some sense.
Oh.
Hold it. Sorry. But there's a problem with that explanation. Huh? The swap cards was from the wrong deck.
Yes, a blue card was stuck into a red hand.
Mixing card from the wrong deck when the backs are different colors? Remember that you're talking about Olga Orley. She was the dealer. Do you really think she would make such a novice mistake? Actually, I have trouble imagining even the judge making that mistake. Give it a little more thought, Apollo. Right. Okay, so who was someone else then?
I guess someone else, yeah.
The one who swapped the cards wasn't Mr. Wright, of course. And, well, doesn't seem like it could have been Olga Orley either.
As you just explained.
Yeah.
What are you suggesting?
That's hardly a logical conclusion, I'll admit. As in the defense, I think it only makes sense for you to name us Mrs. Orley at this point.
I
Orley.
did already.
Yeah,
Yes, I know. But she was the one who dealt the cards, right?
but if I do that, then Phoenix is
Phoenix
going
is
to tell me to
yell at me
reconsider.
again. I just can't believe she would make the mistake of swapping the wrong color card.
And if the card was swapped during the game, it'd be obvious.
Huh.
Actually, I did it. It was
I
just a
did it.
joke.
I also did the murder.
Something you'd like to share with the court, Mr. Wright?
Oh, my apologies, Your Honor. I was just thinking how much fun this all is. All this is.
Objection! Fun? How about confusing? I have no idea what the defense is claiming, Your Honor. If the one who swapped the card wasn't the defendant, and it wasn't Miss O'Reilly,
I think you're saying that.
isn't it O'Reilly?
I mean, I said that as a joke.
Oh, I know it's O'Reilly.
It's spelled O-R-L-Y. How would you say
O'Reilly.
O'Reilly?
Because it's like the joke.
Yeah,
O'Reilly.
okay. I thought that.
Oh.
I was like, but you've said it like that every time. I wasn't sure if you were
Oh, I
like,
don't know.
reading it.
I don't know.
I don't know. Like, really?
Orley?
Yeah.
Then who was it?
Yeah. Well, that is the question, isn't it? Precisely. Huh? I believe we're about to see this case take a new direction. One Direction.
A new direction?
We'll find that indeed after the murder, someone swapped one of the cards in the victim's hand, and that someone made 2 critical mistakes.
I'm sure you're going to tell us that the first was swapping the wrong color card.
Because the one who did swap didn't know 2 color cards were being used. The other mistake was the number on the card.
There is no number on the card.
Right. The person replaced the 5th ace with the king. I'm sure whoever swapped it wasn't expecting there to be a 5th ace after all.
What?
What? All they knew was that the game had been won with a full house. So they picked up a king from the table and swapped it in.
But there's one problem. According to our case record, this person doesn't exist.
True, not until now, but you have to admit the possibility of a 4th person. Though it's more than a possibility. There was someone else there that night at the scene of the crime.
Ooh.
What?
could it be? I believe the judge spoke truthfully earlier. You do make trials ridiculous, Mr. Wright.
What? What are you talking about?
I don't remember saying that.
The trial has proceeded on one central assumption, namely that at the time of the incident there were only 3 people in that room.
I believe this new evidence, shall we say, overturns that assumption. The problem is that you
Chose to conceal this information from the court!
I know, why didn't he open with this? He's like, I just wanted to make it more interesting. There actually was a 5th person.
Actually, he was killed by a bird.
A bird flew through the window and stabbed him in the head. Bluntly. I suppose that is a problem, yes.
Court is adjourned for a brief recess. Mr. Gavin, I'll see you in my chambers during this recess. You owe me a hands job.
You've been a bad boy.
You've been a bad boy.
Certainly, Your Honor.
Very well. Trouble assume 20 minutes.
Only 20 minutes?
Wow. 20 minutes is a long time.
Yeah, I guess it's true.
April 20th, 11:52 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3.
That was quite unexpected, Mr. Wright. To suddenly claim there was another person at the scene of the crime like that. I must ask, is it the truth?
Well, now, I think you would like to know. I think you would know the answer to that. Yada yada does it.
Yeah, yeah. Ah, being mysterious, are we? Sadly, I've no time for mysteries. Gotta go give the judge a hands job. I'd only ask that you leave the defending to your defense in the future. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee the outcome.
I see you haven't mellowed out one bit, Kristoff.
Justice,
Yes, sir?
the judge has summoned me to his chambers, so carry on without me. I will disappear.
Goodbye.
I'm gone.
You did well, Apollo. Can I ask you something? Sure. That locket you wear, is that really yours, Mr. Wright?
Well, where did this come from?
What? What locket? You're wondering about the victim's disappearing locket? Here, you can take a look at it. That's a picture of my daughter in there. Oh. Oh. Aw. I'm just surprised to hear that you had a daughter. Most people are. Perhaps you'll meet her one of these days. One more question. The one who cheated that night, was it you? What do you think? Huh? You know what happened 7 years ago? What I did? What did he do?
What did he do?
It's not unreasonable for you to think I might cheat. I never, honest, but it is odd that he managed to go undefeated for 7 whole years. Want to know something? Punk. There's only one game where you can be dealt bad cards all night and still win.
Certainly not poker. Oh.
Is that true?
What other? Well,
If you can be dealt bad cards the whole night and still win, because you can bluff them, like
I guess.
I don't understand how you'd be able to do that with like
I guess you can
small
bluff them.
blind, big blind, you know.
Well, yeah, but they weren't playing backhand poker.
What other kind of poker can you be?
They have like 5
What,
cards.
do they like fold? They're
you
like,
know?
no.
Nah, yeah, it's real man's poker. With the 2 players, you
I
draw
guess if
5
they
cards.
fold enough times, and then they're like, oh, clearly you have a very good hand, so
Yeah.
I fold and you can take all my money.
Right.
Eh? You see, poker is all about reading your opponent. In that way, it's a lot like a court case.
Sure.
Poker is like is like trial law. Figure out what your opponent is thinking and you win. Well, yeah, but that's harder than it sounds. I think not. Try as they might to conceal it, everyone reveals their true thoughts in the end. Their body language can become a valuable source of information. You're kidding. That witness, for instance, Miss Orley. She would touched the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice? No. I also didn't notice. Did you notice?
I wasn't paying attention.
Come on, who noticed that? Words, habits, twitches, it's all information for the reading. That's the secret to winning, Apollo. Someone taught me, and now I pass the secret on to you. But I'm not worthy. I mean, there's no way I'll pick up on these signals. No, you can do it. Huh? You just don't know it yet. What's he talking about? But you will, soon. Ah, almost forgot. One more thing. About this case. You should know. I haven't told the truth to anyone yet.
That's why you're here.
What? I knew it! I have my reasons, of course. All shall be revealed. And Apollo, I need you to be there, defending me. I need your power. My, power? I had no idea my cords of steel were that special. It's time. The real trial begins now. Do your best. What?
Oh, what does
So
that mean?
mysterious.
To be
So much
continued.
mystery.
So mysterious.
So mysterious.
Wow.
Yes, I'd like to save my current progress. Yes. Wee 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 wee. Save complete.
Save completed.
Save dekimashita. Wait, I could save.
You did save.
How are you feeling?
Feeling alright.
Good?
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going then.
Yeah.
I get a water. Oh, is that water? Can I have some?
You want some more?
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. April 20th. 420.
Nice.
12:14 p.m. District courtroom number 2.
District courtroom.
Courtroom. So I guess the place that the person is standing, the camera is standing, is like right in front of the judge's bench.
Yeah.
And they're looking up the judge, and
Yep.
then they turn to look at the defense on one side, and they they're like between the judge, they're like right in the middle of everyone.
Yeah, the camera's in the middle, basically, of the courtroom.
Has our witness, Miss Olga Orley, recovered?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, she's regained consciousness. You can consider that recovered, I guess. Perhaps
That's
we can
true.
hear her version of the events again. You know, put her through some more court trauma. That's the thing. You see, she's quite fatigued.
You're looking a bit fatigued yourself, Mr. Payne.
Sadly, fatigue is insufficient grounds for refusing to testify or prosecute. The defense would like to request that Miss Orley take the stand.
Very well, the witness will take the stand.
But you must pay for it. Perhaps you can repeat your name and profession? Or perhaps you'd rather admit that you're a poor liar and a poor loser.
Not.
Oh, she's not Russian at all.
Name's Olga Orley. That's the truth. I'm a pro dealer. People call me Olga Quick Fingers Orley. Olga Quick Fingers.
Fingers, huh?
Quick Fingers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Orley.
Want to know something else? I'm not really Russian. And my last name sounds like, oh, really?
He sounds like Orley.
It does sound like Orley. There, that's the truth. Hope you're satisfied. We'll never be satisfied. Witness! You will tell the court what you were really up to that night. Fine, I'll talk. We had a plan, see? See?
She goes,
We
kinda
had a
like
plan, see?
I imagine if she can like imitate a Russian accent though, she probably would have like no accent by default.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me remind you that you're currently under oath. Any further fabrications will have serious consequences.
Just tell that to the Phoenix.
Fine. Yeah, right? Like I said, I'm a pro. That guy, Smith, hired me to do what I do best. I was planted at the Borscht Bowl Club several days prior to the night of the game. I already miss her Russian accent.
Oh.
As a waitress. So you were in cahoots with the victim. Actually, do you want to be the voice? Because we could just pretend that it was like...
Sure, yeah. If it's easier for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Not that he needed my help. Smith is a well-known poker player in some circles. But winning wasn't the main purpose of this game. It was about destroying a legend. The unbeatable Phoenix Wright. The plan was simple. Elegant, really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts.
It's called cheating.
I would switch out one of the cards for one of our king. I was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand. And then deal 5 aces during one of their games. When their hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and search Wright. He would then pull out the planted card and the trap would snap shut.
He's reaching into his pockets! You swap the cards!
Exposed as a cheater and losing on top of it, it would have made a great double play. Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces.
Indeed. Getting caught red-handed at cheating would cast doubt on all his prior wins.
A 7-year legend destroyed by one little card. That was the plan.
5 aces.
Oh, really? Or really? How droll. But it appears you made quite the mistake.
A mistake?
I agree, the trap was elegant. Yet, what happened to that planted card?
Hey, that's right!
Oh, it sprouted into a big plant. He's lucky, I'll give him that. You'd have to be to slip free from a trap laid by Olga Quick Fingers Orley.
Olga Quick Fingers Orley.
Oh, really?
No, Orley.
Oh. The witness would be much cuter if she dispensed with that evil mastermind shtick.
Wow, that's sexual harassment.
Wow.
Judge.
Wouldn't it be cuter if she smiled a bit more? Cute? Who wants to be cute? I'm not cute. I'm bad. You hear me? Bad.
Aw, look at her. She's trying to be bad.
I'm angry.
Angie. I'm not cute. I'm bad.
When you are through being bad, perhaps you could testify to the court. Tell us about this trap and how it was sprung.
I just told you oh my god.
They are like that.
Yeah.
Are you winning? Because we're not
We're not losing.
Yeah. I guess we're winning. We're making it through.
That night, I planted the card like I was supposed to. And Wright lost the last hand, just like he was supposed to. Then, Smith searched him. But the planted card was gone. The trap failed. The next moment, Wright picked up the bottle and swung it. It wasn't me who hit Smith. It was that no-good cheating defendant.
But he wasn't cheating. You made him cheat.
A surprisingly frank testimony that still leaves us mostly in the dark.
The trap was perfect, I tell you. Perfect! If that rotten cheater hadn't messed it up, and his dumb dog. The
And
meddling
his
kid.
dumb dog too. Look who's talking.
Well, the testimony, for what it's worth, is all yours, Mr. Justice.
With witnesses like hers, who need criminals? And with defendants like Mr. Wright, who needs prosecutors?
He is getting himself into trouble.
And with attorneys like me, who needs judges? Wait, I think I've gone too far. me. Look at his little thinky face.
His eyebrows. I'm gonna get all wrinkly.
And then I planted the card like I was supposed to. Okay. This planted card. Which card was it exactly?
The trump card. The 5 of hearts.
What?
Why 5 of hearts?
Let me guess, Mr. Wright was having switched the 5 with the ace to make a full house.
Oh.
At least that's what you were going to accuse him of doing, thereby ruining his legend.
I slid it into Wright's pocket.
When was this?
Why, before the match, of course, while he was eating.
Oh, borscht.
And then just give him a quick reach around while he's eating.
Ew.
At the Borscht Bowl Club, we serve borscht and suckers.
Those are lollipops, for those who don't understand what suckers are.
Remind me never to go there.
You don't like lollipops on your borscht? Of course, the card was to make its grand debut during the game. Like a good borscht, a good plot must be cooked up early and allowed to thicken. Sounds good. Wright lost the last hand just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him.
Okay, press. So everything went according to plan.
Exactly. The fifth ace came up, so it's obvious the switch went off without a hitch. Once the extra card was found in his pocket, Wright would be forever known as a cheat and a fraud.
There are worse things to be known as, I suppose.
Like a murderer?
Like a murderer. Tell us what happened with the search.
But the planted card was gone. The trap failed.
The card disappeared? Yeah, my trump card, the 5 of hearts. Oh, that's you.
Oh, yeah, my trump card, the 5 of hearts. Gone, without a trace. Poof. Zippo. We searched every nook and cranny.
He must have stuck it up his ass or something.
Not that cranny. Even inside his cute little hair.
Hat.
Oh, hat. That was a hair. Inside his cute little hat.
But the card was nowhere to be found, is this correct?
Never in my long, storied career. Never has Quick Fingers Orley been so readily duped.
Oh, really? So what happened to that 5 of hearts?
Don't look at me. Why don't you ask that cheating, lying, two-faced defendant?
So the 5 of hearts is still missing in action.
The next moment, Wright picked up a bottle and swung it.
Wait, isn't that a little odd?
What's odd?
Oops. You searched Mr. Wright, thoroughly, and found nothing? Which means he didn't cheat, which means he had no reason to strike the victim.
Well...
Oh, she started scratching her head
Oh
again.
no, her heart's beating so wildly.
Whoa, what was that just now? I sensed something. Duped by a man noticing a card in his pocket.
Something wrong, Mr. Justice?
No, nothing, Your Honor.
Nothing's wrong. I'm just having a heart attack.
That's weird.
Someone called the paramedics.
The worm's getting a little spinny, but that's all.
My arm's numb.
My arms. Something smells like toast. What to do? Should I press her a little harder? Press harder.
Press her.
Miss Orley, you're hiding something.
What are you talking about? You?
Don't squish the camera. It's probably expensive. Don't.
Me? Quick Fingers Orley hiding. The defense will refrain from baseless accusations.
I have one question for the witness then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true?
Of course it's true. I did see it, honest. I saw it when Wright hit it.
Oh, she touching her head again.
With my own eyes. I saw it.
What's this weird vibe I'm getting?
Well, inverted colors for one.
Achoo! That witness, for instance, Miss Orley, she would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice?
I do now because the game's highlighting it a lot.
Yeah. Touching her neck, was it? That's her head, but sure.
It's close enough.
Whoa.
Wow.
I bought. Whoa, what's going on? Why can't I see my own irises? The sensation. It's coming into focus. Whoa. Look at her finger, her hair. There, that twitch. It's so clear. It's like I could perceive her habit like I couldn't before. Whoa, perceive. Gotcha.
I call it perceive habit.
I call it perception. Miss Orley, perhaps you are unaware of this yourself, But you touch yourself and you're lying.
Unaware of what?
Whenever you get to a certain part of your testimony, you touch the back of your neck with your left hand. Now I've told you you're a towel. Now you're not gonna do it anymore. Huh?
My neck? So what?
Yeah.
What indeed, Justice? I think you're off the deep end. I hadn't noticed anything of the sort.
When she says that part of her testimony, she's subconsciously recalling something. Her body reacts to the memory and she touches her neck. I'm sure of it.
A memory? Would someone care to explain what he's babbling about?
I learned this in law school last week.
A memory is when you can recall something that happened in the past.
This is highly unusual, but let's ask the defense. You claim the witness is remembering something. Maybe you have evidence of this memory to show us?
Her habit is scratching her neck whenever she talks about the moment of the crime. So what would remind her of most of the moment of the crime?
The crime scene?
Miss Orley, whenever you recall the crime that night, you scratch your neck. I've noticed it happens when you think about the moment of the crime. There must be some reason behind this habit of yours. I believe that the weapon that left an inerasable impression on your neck is this. The locket?
Well, you don't have the locket. A bottle? I think it's the only thing that's a weapon that you have.
Yeah.
Yeah? Sure.
Sure.
Present.
Whenever she talks about the moment of the crime, she touches her neck. And what reminds us more of the moment than this bottle, the murder weapon? But something doesn't fit. If you were only the witness to the crime, why would that make you touch your neck like you're in pain?
What's he talking about now? I don't understand what's going on.
It was Mr. Smith, the victim, who was hit, not you.
But I have a psychic connection with the victim, and this is a cross-examination, not a cross-wild conjecture. Save those for 2 days. The witness's habits? They're completely irrelevant. Justice. I'll admit, I'm a bit confused myself.
As am I.
Aren't we all? This is certainly a unique cross-examination.
I'll explain later. Just trust me. Now's our only chance to break her.
What?
What? Miss Orley, please testify in detail about the moment of the crime. The very moment. Yep, I am knowing nothing. We know you're not Russian.
The witness will testify, please. Now.
I just want an excuse to play that animation again. Bah, fine. He was the one who did it. I didn't let him out of my sight until the cops got there.
You seem uneasy.
You try standing up here.
Her eyes are darting all over the place. I must be getting warm.
I can't my eyes. Someone catch them for me. They're going all over the place.
Judge Apollo admitting to trying mind break someone in court. Oh my gosh, it's so scary. After the crime, what's the defendant like?
Well, he must have been stunned by the weight of his crime.
Is she touching her neck here, or is this? No.
I don't know. He sat in a daze at the table until the cops came. Intriguing. I believe you've gotten all the testimony you're going to get out of this witness. So, what do you think about her testimony?
It sucks.
I hate it.
I'll tell you what I think her testimony is. Flawed.
Horse skunk.
Flawed, right?
Yeah, flawed, yeah.
Is basically bogus. Boogers. It contradicts the evidence.
What's that?
Well, show us this evidence, Mr. Justice. This evidence you claim contradicts the testimony.
She didn't let him out of her sight until the cops got there. I know there's some evidence that contradicts that. He's the one who called the...
Yeah. He went to the first floor and called the thing, you know?
Oh. Back. Present. Miss Orley, we have a record here that clearly contradicts what you said. It states that the police were alerted by a report from the defendant. And we know that the defendant left the room, climbed the stairs, and made the phone call from the first floor of the Borscht Bowl Club. So, explain how you kept your eyes on the defendant when he left the room entirely! Oh no, she's taking selfies!
Oh no!
And she dropped her borscht!
No, not the borscht!
But she was so good at catching it before.
The man who picked up a bottle and swung it that night wasn't the defendant.
It was the victim.
It was the borscht. Bonked himself on the head. Ooh, is this a true story?
Ding,
Wow.
ding. Showdown time. You dirty cheat, check his pockets now. It's gone. The card's gone. Wait, that's, I guess.
I don't know.
Card is gone. You lose.
Just then, Smith grabbed the bottle from next to Wright, and he hit me.
Oh, aww. You, some massive cheating you turned out to be.
Then how do we get to here? When I came to,
Whoa.
The victim was already dead, is that it?
that's why I couldn't reveal who I really was. If I came out that I was in league with Smith, I'd be a suspect for sure. Well, you are now.
Where does this leave us?
Madness. This is madness. I'm dreaming. This can't be my 78th loss in a row.
78.
It must...
10 cases a year.
He loses all of them. It must have been me who was hit with the bottle, and I'm imagining all of this. I must be in a coma. You're all fake. La-di-da-di-da. Taking off my clothes.
It appears our prosecution is at his wit's end, and frankly, I can't blame him. Mr. Gavin, what do you think about this turn of events?
Mr. Gavin, sir?
I believe that, as the defense in this case, we are compelled to call Miss Orley a big, fat liar. What? There three were in the room the night of the murder. The defendant, the victim, and her. And she has a motive.
A motive?
Her plot foiled. The witness got into an argument with her client, Mr. Smith. And the denouncement of that argument was murder.
What is this word? Denouement.
Oh, not denouncement. Denouement.
Denouement.
Denouement?
Denouement?
Denouement. The final part of a play, movie, or narrative.
Oh, I learned a new word today.
Denouement.
Denouement.
Yeah. What? I didn't. I'm no killer. It's a trap. Someone's trying to frame me.
I love court trials.
If only real court was as exciting as Ace Attorney.
What tangled webs we weave when we practice to deceive. Whoa, that's poetry.
Wow.
So tangled, we catch ourselves in the process.
Just like the tangled webs in the beginning of that cutscene. The spider in it.
Yes, just like when Rapunzel hit Flynn Rider with the
This reminds me of the movie Tangled. Where am I?
Mr. Wright?
Such a hasty conclusion. It's not like you, Christoph Gavin. It's not like you, Christoph Gavin.
What are you saying?
Why not consider the other possibility? That there was another person in the room at the time of the murder. Right, like Mr. Wright was saying before recess. A single card was swapped into the victim's hand after the murder. And the one who swapped the card didn't know 2 colors of cards were being used. A 4th person.
Ha! This theory again. Your 4th person doesn't exist. Only 3 people can exist in that building at a time. Otherwise they get vaporized.
Indeed, they would get vaporized. That's why I decided to bring this case to court. Here, where there's no escape and no chance for deception. The perfect place to catch the real criminal.
No, people definitely lie in court.
The real criminal?
And we're in luck. A clue to the real criminal's identity was kindly provided for us. And right at the beginning of the trial, no less.
What?
What?
What could it be? The grape juice.
The grape juice?
I don't know. Aha! It's Deutsch und
League of Legends. It's 3BE3ND. That's
Ibida.
nothing here. Nothing here. I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay.
No, who knows? What? What?
Apollo, perhaps you know what I'm talking about.
No.
Sorry, I don't. Remember what I said. The 4th person who swapped the cards made one critical error. He or she wasn't considering the color on the backs of the cards. They can only see in black and white.
It
Right.
must have been a
A
camera.
dog!
It must have been an old tiny camera.
An old tiny camera. Right, but how could such an obvious mistake occur? The cards used for the last game were red. Yet, there is one person here in our court who thought these cards were blue. Yeah, I had that impression too, but why? Well, Apollo, think you can figure out who it was?
It's not me. I swear. I've never played poker in my life.
Who is this 4th person?
Why do I always get put on the spot like this? Let's hear what the defense has to say. Who was it? Who thought cards used in the final game were blue?
You. Well, those 3. Can't be the 3 people who we already talked about. So it can only be.
It's either this guy or this guy.
But that guy couldn't have switched the cards because he's already dead. So.
This guy?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Because the cards must have been switched after the murder.
Oh,
He's the victim,
yeah,
so he
yeah.
couldn't have switched the cards.
So, can only be him.
Can only be that guy.
What?
He did say he was having dinner with him at the night of the murder.
What? I thought that... what? Really? I don't remember that.
Yeah, it's at the very beginning.
As I expected. Your eyes and ears are as sharp as your hair. I was right? Christoph Gavin, you were the 4th person that night. But what? Of course Mr. Gavin knows the color of the cards. How would he? As you can see, the photo of the crime scene is black and white. You can't tell which of the cards are blue, the ones on the floor or the table. But look! You can see the colors in this photo. Whoa.
Uh-huh.
Yes, but when he said the cards were blue, it was well before this evidence came to light. Oh. I didn't notice that at all.
Yeah. It is true
yeah.
that the defendant was engaged in a game of poker with the victim. Yet it was only that, a game in the purest sense. A competition, Your Honor. A competition? Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions. Only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flame, know its final outcome.
Well, Christoph, this is interesting. I don't remember this. Whoa. Mr. Gavin?
Mr. Gavin! Something the matter? It's like you're being accused of murder or something. Are you alright?
No, nothing. Excuse me. It was just so sudden. Right. You aren't seriously accusing me, are you?
Oh, Kristoff. You know even I'd never take a joke this far.
Can someone invite me to the conversation?
What?
This has gone beyond ridiculous, beyond dumb. This is insanity.
Wow. P90X!
It's like this is a video game or something. The defendant accusing his own defense attorney of murder?
Wow. I assure you, I'm quite sane.
But what possible connection could Mr. Gavin have to the victim?
I wasn't aware that I had a connection to Mr. Smith either.
Yes, but Mr. Gavin and the victim have never even met.
Well, what if they have?
Huh? Oh, that'd be totally okay.
There is a possibility, after all. They may have met that night before the game started.
What are you suggesting?
Is this the truth Mr. Wright was staying silent about? Well, only one thing to do. Mr. Wright, the defense would
Is this
like
the truth you're saying silent about? Oh, sorry.
I don't know. It automatically progressed without me.
You can see in the history.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
The defense would like to request that you testify to the court. Objection. Okay.
The defense would like to request no such thing.
Mr. Gavin?
Testimonies must relate to the case. How could anything happening before that game of poker be related?
He's got those smiley eyes that are clearly hiding something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Gavin.
As I explained before, the defense believes that Miss Orley,
Am I to assume you speak for Mr. Justice in this? He is the defense, not you. Mr. Justice, the matter of Wright's testimony is up to you.
Oh, okay.
Does the court, in your opinion, need to hear Mr. Wright's testimony?
What if you just hear no need? Is it just end the game?
I want to
I'm
see.
so curious. Or would it just say, no, we need his testimony?
Yeah, probably would do that. It's fine. No need. As much as I'd like to, I guess the testimony isn't related to the case per se. You heard what the judge said, right, Apollo? You heard what he said?
Hello?
Hello?
Say yes.
It's your decision. Yours.
Justice, you aren't seriously considering.
I'm sorry, Mr. Gavin, but now that we've gone this far, might as well go all the way inside.
Title of your sex tape?
The defense would like to request that Mr. Wright testify to the court.
I love decisions that aren't really decisions.
Yeah.
Very well, the defendant, Mr. Wright, will take the stand, please.
Be careful with it, it's very heavy.
Take it with you, though.
Appetite before murder. That evening, Kristoff and I had dinner. We sat at the table in this photograph.
That's not Kristoff.
Shady Smith walked in 5 minutes after Kristoff left. When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. The girl was knocked out cold, and Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead. That's when I made another phone call to defense attorney Gavin. Oh.
Mr. Gavin, you were at the Borscht Bowl Club the night of the murder.
I dine with him rather frequently. We occasionally meet for, as you may call them, booty calls.
I was, after all, doing my hands job. And he talked to the defendant on the phone directly after the murder?
Why was he on the phone when he was in the Borscht Club? Quite against my will, I had become involved in another murder. In a murder.
I mean, it is another murder, yeah.
Yeah. I thought I might be in need of a lawyer, so I called him.
You were planning this all along, weren't you, Wright? Just because you wanted to drag me into your little murder trial.
The only thing I want is the truth.
You didn't say justice.
Is the only thing I want is Justice's ass. I mean justice. As I did back then and now.
I thought my office was doing you a favor when we took on your defense. It appears that I was wrong. You are doing me a favor by getting me arrested.
Very well.
Very well. The defense may cross-examine the witness.
Justice.
Sir!
He's lying, and you're going to expose him.
Expose him, sir?
Yes.
Understood, sir. I'll do my best, sir.
See that button right there? Just take it off.
Mr. Gavin and Mr. Wright, this can't end well. Why can't I have a normal trial? Whoa.
You're an ace attorney game. You never have a normal trial.
Yeah, appetite before murder. That evening, Kristoff and I had dinner. We sat at the table in the photograph. You had dinner with Mr. Gavin? Yes, he dines with me at the Borscht Bowl Club quite frequently. We were enjoying a usual dinner at our usual spot as usual.
Ah.
Usual.
Usual.
I always eat at the table closest to the piano.
I see. Where Mr. Smith was sitting.
So,
So, the plates and such on the table were from your dinner.
Indeed. The remnants of my meal with Kristoff. We dined for 2 hours, then Kristoff left. After that, Shoddy Smith walked in 5 minutes after Kristoff left. Okie dokie?
Oh, see.
5 minutes?
That's oddly precise.
So the two of them could have passed in the restaurant during that time. Slow eaters, 2 hours. Yeah, right?
Could have been
Victoria
a
and I
multi-course meal.
had a really fancy dinner while we were in Japan.
Yeah.
And it took so long.
Almost 3 hours?
Almost 3 hours, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, man, no wonder people can eat all this food. They just feed them so little and take so long in between. That would have been a fateful encounter, to be sure.
Objection! Oh, Mr. Wright. What was it you said? Kristoff Gavin and Shady Smith may have met?
I believe I did say that.
Here I was all nervous about this meeting. And now we hear that there's this past in the hall?
Oh, man.
That does seem a little weak as a pretense for murder.
Oh, it would be if that were all that really happened.
What do you mean?
Come on, Mr. Wright. What are you hiding this time? When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. Oh, do I?
Oh, I don't know.
The girl was knocked out cold and Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police. When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead.
That seems right. Oh, wait.
And that's when I made another phone call to defense attorney Gavin. And then I heard his phone ring from inside the murder place.
Maybe take another look at that photograph.
Present?
Yeah.
Cut to his forehead.
The other photograph.
Oh, okay. This is him already dead.
Yeah, but there's no cut, right?
There's no blood.
So how would Phoenix have seen the cut on his forehead if there was no
blood streaming from his forehead? So present this?
Right,
or press this.
Present this, right?
Present this. Oh. Mr. Wright, if I may.
Sorry, I've been backseating.
No. We're playing together.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I don't remember as much as you remember.
I don't remember anything either.
Yeah. Yes. Take a look at this photograph of the crime scene. See the victim here? He's wearing a hat. It's quite a nice hat, wouldn't you agree? I wouldn't think you could see blood on his forehead. Oh, good point.
Huh. Sorry, I was lying.
Guess I was lying.
Justice.
Next time you point out an inconsistency, put a little more oomph into it. Oh, that's you. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
You and every.
No, it's okay.
Mr. Wright, can you explain this? Could you explain this to the court?
I forgot to mention something. I was the one who put that hat on his head.
What? Oh, okay.
What? Why would
Sure.
you do that?
I guess it explains it. You?
You put the hat on the head of what? What do you put? What?
Are you stupid?
You put the hat on the dead man's head.
He wore it through our entire poker game. After calling the police when I returned to the scene, his head was in full view, shining bright, just like in this photograph.
And
I picked his hat up off the floor and put it on his head.
Why would you do such a thing like that?
I guess if he was hiding that he was like balding or something, then he wanted to preserve his.
In real life, people do weird things out of shock, right?
That's true.
You just autopilot, so
Yeah.
could have just been in shock. Just,
Yeah.
You know, doing whatever seemed logical to his body at the time.
All I can say is, I'm sorry. But that's the only thing I touched at the crime scene. So, Miss Orley didn't see it? It being the victim's, his head? I think not. She was out cold. I believe I was the only one who witnessed his head.
Ah, here we go again.
Mr. Gavin?
Pardon. It just seems that our client is determined to lie his way through this case.
Hey, he's still our client, isn't he?
He's our enemy now.
in any case, please continue the cross-examination. I'm afraid decisive contradictions call for decisive evidence.
Oh.
Push him harder, Justice. Break him.
Mind break him.
Go deep. Go all the way. It's just you and the witness in the ring. Go for the KO.
Ugh, why do I get the feeling we're not on our client's side anymore? Hi! Oh, what's up, Pinocchio?
Hello, Pinocchio.
That evening, Kristoff and I had dinner. We sat on the table in this photograph. Aw, yay! Thank you so much for the resub. Welcome back to the Platinum Puma.
Thank you.
That's Switch Prime, though.
Oh, juicy.
Yum. We sat at the table in this photograph. Okay. Walked in 5 minutes later after Kristoff left. When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress.
Yeah, that's true.
The girl was knocked out cold and Smith was uncontrollable. I left to call the police.
Yep.
When I returned, he was dead, blood streaming from a cut on his forehead.
You put the hat back on.
That's when I made another phone call to defense attorney Gavin.
Okay. Now what? Yeah.
Could you explain why you called Mr. Gavin? I'd obviously gotten involved in a rather sticky affair, and I figured Kristoff's law offices would give me a friend rate for my defense fees.
Ah, glad to hear you intend to pay.
Oh, I'll pay in full, Kristoff. It was I who got you involved after all.
You may find the price of your defense quite high, my good friend. Quite high.
Is this the truth that Mr. Wright was talking about?
Justice, you know what you have to do. He's lying. Expose him. Now.
And also, find the holes in his testimony. And also... Yes, sir. I have to think, what's Mr. Wright trying to tell me with this testimony? Truth has to be in there somewhere.
Go ahead, poke wide, gaping holes into his testimony. Make sure it's there, bare for all the court to see.
You got home from an 8-hour 2v2 game of War Dollies? Oh my gosh,
Wow.
that's a long game.
That's pretty long.
8 hours.
I would have to wake up the next day for it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's a weekend, but...
Yeah. Shetty Smith walked in 5 minutes after Kristoff left. When the trap failed, Smith hit the waitress. I guess we could press that. Won by 6 points though. Wow, congrats.
Yay! Good job.
About this failed trap. Is this the same trap that Miss Olga Orley mentioned?
The plan was simple, elegant, really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. When their hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and search Wright. He would then pull out the planted card, and the trap would snap shut.
You swapped the cards. Something like that.
Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces.
I know he sounds like Federico to me.
That was a flashback of a flashback.
Yeah. So, yeah, double flashback. Yes, a harmless prank, in essence. It was by a quirk of fate that I happened to discover it.
Quirk?
What I miss in this silly game? Let's see. This is the first case.
Yep.
And Phoenix Wright is our client. And there was a Russian accent girl at the beginning, but then she got revealed to be a fake con artist. Yeah, she was like, okay, it's quite complicated a little bit, but basically, Phoenix Wright is being accused of murder. He's telling Apollo Justice that he didn't do it by being really vague.
Yeah.
And he's actually trying to accuse the defense attorney who is the mentor about this.
Christoph?
In a way that he can't escape from.
Mm-hmm.
And why is Phoenix Wright in a goofy little toque? Yeah, he's kind of a stoner, right? I happened to put my hand in my pocket and I found a card. He always has his hand in his pocket.
That's true.
The card she planted.
It feels weird to plant a card like half an hour before you use it.
Yeah. Yes, I snuck a peek at it and found it was the 5 of Hearts. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card. Before the game.
Disposed? Where?
There was an empty bottle of grape juice I'd been drinking right beside me. I threw the card inside the bottle.
Antique bottle of grape juice?
The murder weapon? Yes, I rolled it...
Oh, no, it's you. Sorry.
Yes, I rolled it up and shoved it in. Yeah. The colored glass makes it hard to see.
A battle of wits between the deceiver and the would-be deceived.
Sounds like a terrific drama.
Sounds like something would be in a video game.
Yeah.
A card inside the murder weapon? That's strange. Did the police miss it in their investigation? Maybe I'll take a look. Okay. This.
Yep.
This.
And this. And this. And there's nothing inside.
I don't see any card.
Yeah, I don't think there's a card in there.
Shaky.
Nope, no card.
Okay.
Weird.
Weird.
There you
Okay.
go. Okay. Well, anyways, shall we go for lunch?
Mr. Wright, the poker head of the courtroom number 3 approves of this battle of wits. Please revise your testimony with this new information.
I discovered the trap during our game. Dispose the card in the bottle. I don't see any.
But there is no card in this bottle.
Objection! There's no card in here.
I just looked at it.
Mr. Wright, if I may. Yes. I've examined the bottle and I don't see any card in here. No.
Oh, sorry, it's a different bottle of grape juice.
What, Mr. Wright? Surely isn't all you have to say for yourself?
I can't say I know what happened to the card. I did put it in that bottle, however. Huh?
Perhaps a 5th person came and took it out. Oh, and a 6th person could have helped.
Mr. Gavin, Mr. Wright is your client.
My apologies. Oh,
My apologies, Your Honor. I won't have you disparaging our investigation either. You looked inside that bottle. There was nothing.
so what's going on? Is Mr. Wright hoodwinking us again?
Obviously, it's another bottle.
Or did the card just disappear in the grape juice?
Or he ate the card.
Maybe he drank it.
I believe that's enough of that.
Mr. Gavin?
This witness's testimony is more like a travesty. It's riddled with lies. I'm beginning to see how you came to lose your attorney's badge 7 years ago.
What happened? Do you know? Did you play all of the Phoenix Wright games?
I don't think they explain it.
Whoa, Jeffy! Thank you so much for the resub. Wow, tier 3! Oh my gosh, welcome back to the Diamond Daggers. 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, 32. I don't know if I read them all. But yeah, I should say 32 times. Yay!
Welcome back.
Welcome back. I appreciate it. Hey. Thank you. You already read this? Thank you. Well, you certainly have a unique way of treating your clients, Christoph. I never knew.
I believe it was you who threw the first stone. Shut up. Stop flirting. And tell us what's going on.
Mr. Wright, if you intend to flirt this way in front of me, I will never.
I demand you do it with me too.
You intend to ever tell the truth about this case, it's now or never. Don't be misled. I haven't told a single lie here. Eh? When I noticed the trap, I put the card in the bottle to dispose of it. And when I put the hat on the victim's head, let's just say I had a reason for doing that as well.
I thought he just did it because he did it.
A reason?
That reason is right here. Your cell phone. What? That night, recall that I spoke with defense attorney Gavin after calling the police. How's your trip, by the way? It was great.
Was
had
fun.
a great time.
Yeah.
And we are a little bit jet lagged. We keep waking up late.
Oh, yeah, it's like 12:30 right now. I'm like not
Yeah.
even that tired.
Yeah. After calling the police. Just in case, I recorded our conversation.
Oh, that would have been a convenient to have.
Yeah, right? Why didn't you...
What's this?
Now that we're all here, I see no reason why I shouldn't play it back for the court.
Beep.
Christoph, I seem to be in a bit of trouble.
What's this? Game not going well?
Something like that.
That gentleman who challenged you, he turned out to be good?
He turned out to be dead. Someone hit him hard.
You mean someone cracked that flawless bone china pate? Pate?
Pate?
Patty? Patty?
What is this word?
Definitely not plate.
Yeah. You mean someone cracked that flawless bone china
Pate?
pate?
Patty?
Pate?
Maybe it is supposed to be china. I don't know.
Plate? Flawless bone china pate.
I don't know if bone china pate is. I'm
I
gonna
don't
say
either.
it's supposed to be plate for now.
I think so.
It wasn't you, was it?
Me? Please. Cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands, should it come to that. Oh, there you go. Bone
yeah,
china
yeah.
plate.
No, pate.
Palate. A kind of porcelain, very smooth and shiny, and not plate, but pate.
Oh, yeah.
He did say pate.
It is pate.
I believe he was referring to a certain gentleman's balding forehead. The court appreciates the defendant's discretion in not indicating my forehead. Wait a second. Something's not right about that phone call. So after Mr. Gavin ate dinner with you, he left the Borscht Bowl Club. Most certainly. Then, how did he know? When did he see this bone china plate?
Oh, that's right.
Yes. That was when I began to see my good friend in a different light.
The contradiction is so obvious that they just pointed out right away.
Yeah.
That's good.
Troubled, I returned to the crime scene. And when I spotted Mr. Smith's head again, I realized exactly what was wrong. Well, Mr. Gavin, the stage has been set. Perhaps you would like to explain to this to the court. Exactly how did you come by your privileged knowledge of the victim's head?
This is your reason. The reason why you put the victim's hat back on.
Your point, Mr. Gavin?
It's come down to this, has it, Phoenix, Wright?
Order. I will have order. Mr. Payne, I'd like to order 5 pizzas. One of them Hawaiian. Don't ask me why.
I could go for Hawaiian pizza
I
right
could
now.
go for a pepperoni pizza. You want some pizza?
No.
12:30 a.m. pizza.
No.
Oops, it's late. Uh-oh.
Mr. Payne.
We have to finish this. It feels like it's so close.
Yeah, we already closed.
Yes, Your Honor?
I believe this court has been left with no other choice. Are you prepared to hear Defense Attorney Gavin's testimony?
Well, as the prosecutor,
Very well, we'll break for 10 minutes. After which Mr. Gavin will take a stand for a cross-examination. Are we all clear on that?
crystal clear, Your Honor.
Very well. This will be your final recess for the day.
Okay.
Yay. April 20th, 2:32 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 3. Mr. Gavin and Mr. Wright are both in the judge's chamber. Who would have thought today would be the threesome day? Who would turn out like this?
Why are they doing that without me? May I?
Oh, okay.
Oh. Okay, sure.
Huh? What?
Hello, sir. Please, pick a card.
What's this all about? Is this one okay?
Excellent. I have a message for you. The last hand is about to be played. You'll need a trump card to make it.
A trump card?
The card you have chosen is magical. Use it wisely, and the game is yours. That's all.
Whoa. Whoa. An ass.
An ass of spades.
An ass of spades. Where do I remember that card from?
Oh, from that one song. The ass of spades.
Yeah. I don't know the song. Order Little Caesars earlier. It's so good without some.
This is her Russian voice.
Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces and Mr. Wright's 2. It is 5 aces in all. It is true. I have seen it. The 5th ace. There was cheating. I swear to you. Missing 5th ace. Wait, this blotch of red. Is this blood?
Blood.
Oh.
Away. You have your trump card. Now it's up to you to cut the deck and draw the truth.
I'll draw it on this card.
By the way, here's the red marker I used to draw. My father's fate is in your hands. I know you can do it.
Gonna sleep. Okay, good night, Benzingio.
Good night.
This bloodstained card is my trump card for finding the truth. I fell deep into thought, and as my mind raced to understand what this all meant. That girl, I'd seen her recently, but where? Couldn't have possibly been in the locket that Phoenix Wright showed me, especially when she called her father's fate.
No, it couldn't be that other girl with the top hat that I saw in the locket.
That's when I made the connection. Whoa.
Could it be her? No, it's a different color.
Bloody arse. Added to the court record. Bloody ace. Added to the court record. Well, ma'am, how did you get this card? Please talk to these nice police officers.
Ma'am, that is evidence.
Court will now reconvene. Defense Attorney Christoph Gavin, will you please take the stand?
Here I am.
Now then, if you would, Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor. Will Mr. or the witness state his name and occupation? Is this farce necessary, Your Honor?
Believe me, far stranger things have gone on in this courtroom. Far stranger.
Fine, I'll play along.
First, there's one thing we need to have made clear. How did you know about the secret beneath the victim's hat?
By secret, I'm guessing he means the fact that Mr. Smith was bald.
Forgive my curiosity, but what is it about this fellow's head? It's really good. Your Honor seems to have an inordinate interest in it. Who said that?
Oh, he's...
Oh, now
What's
he's
it out there? I wouldn't call it inordinate, Mr. Gavin. Mr. Wright!
When did you get back here?
Whoa!
What do you think you're doing, Wright?
Wow, things sure look different from the other side. Know what I mean, Apollo? Speaking of looking from the other side, let's consider something for a second. The victim wore that hat all night, never once taking it off, except for that one time. That one time being the instant he was hit! Oh! When Mr. Wright returned from reporting the crime, the hat was lying on the floor. When Mr. Wright picked it up and placed it on the victim's head. In other words, in order to have seen Mr. Smith's bald head, you would have had to have been there in the hideout at the time of the crime.
In the room where it happened.
In the room where it happened, the room where it happened, the room where it happened.
In other words, I must be the real killer, is what you're trying to say?
Not bad, Apollo. Smirk.
Mr. Gavin, you're doing the villain thing where you push the glasses up on your nose and it obscures your eyeballs.
Oh, sorry, let me take off these glasses. Anyways.
They're getting in the way.
I'm afraid that I haven't been entirely honest with the court. What? Oh, I assure you, I had the noblest of intentions. I did it all to protect my client, Mr. Wright.
What?
Yet, I'm afraid in the current situation, I see little reason to hide anything. Very well. Allow me to tell you the truth of what happened that night.
Finally, you may begin your testimony.
Get to the good part.
Tell us, how were you involved in the events of that fateful night?
Witness testimony.
That fateful night.
Whoa.
The rage I sensed in that man that night troubled me, so I returned to the club.
Bottle full of bub.
I went down to the basement and peeked in through the little window to the hideout. It must have been right after the murder took place. The victim was dead, as he appears in the photo. A bald head, an unconscious girl, and Wright holding a bottle in his hand. I sensed that was not the best place for me to be at the time, so I left. That's when the call came from Wright. So, you witnessed the murder? For better or worse, I missed the actual moment of the deed.
Mr. Gavin, may I remind you that you are on Mr. Wright's defense team? Your testimony is clearly disadvantageous to your client.
What else could I say? I'm standing on the witness stand after all.
So you are Mr. Gavin.
Yes, I am Mr. Gavin.
And you had to testify as you just did. You had to tell them you saw the scene of the crime through that little window. Mr. Wright? You had to say that. Because that was the only probable window of opportunity, right, Apollo? Oh.
I don't get it.
What?
Mr. Wright, the defense should do the cross-examination, not the defendant. Mr. Justice, are you prepared?
Yes, Your Honor. I can't believe I'm going up against Mr. Gavin. This trial is getting weirder and weirder. Cross-examination.
Pretty soon he's gonna tell me to expose him or something.
The rage essence then, okay. So I return to the club. Yes. That man, you mean Mr. Smith?
He was different from the other customers. His aura, shall we say. I knew he was a serious poker player, but it was more than that. So then you knew the true nature of your client's job?
What's his job?
Of course. But I also knew he wasn't interested in gambling, which would be illegal.
Engaged
in gambling.
Mm-hmm. Well, it makes sense that he'd know. They were friends after all.
Worried for my friend, I returned to the club. You see, I feared this Mr. Smith might be someone coming to settle an old score.
I see. What happened then?
I went down to the basement and peeked in through the little window to the hideout.
Oh, should I press that?
Oh, I mean, up to you. If you think
They did say the window was an important part.
Mm-hmm.
The little window? You mean the one used to keep watch up the stairs?
Yes, a relic of the ancient past. The Black Marketeers used it, I believe.
Why'd you go through the trouble of peeking through the window? Wouldn't it just have been easier to just open the door and go into the room?
I didn't want to upset Wright, you see.
Upset Mr. Wright?
Yes. What if my fears had been unfounded? I'd be walking in on their match. Bad form, to say the least.
So far everything he's saying makes sense.
It must have been right after the murder took place.
Okay. How do you know it was right after the murder?
Really, no need to shout, Justice. I was just getting to that part in my testimony.
Ah, there he is. The coolest defense in the West we know and love. Even when you're standing up there on the witness stand, some things never change.
I was afraid you'd change too, Wright, but you haven't. You and that overbearing personality of yours.
With friends like these, who needs enemies? With prosecutors like these, witnesses.
With defense attorneys like these.
With the victim was dead as a personal photo. Okay.
That's you.
Oh, yeah, that is. By photo, you mean the second photograph of the crime scene?
Precisely. You see, he wasn't wearing his hat then.
Whoa.
I saw his head when he was dead.
Then I went to bed. It was all red.
That's all I said.
And then Mr. Wright came along and replaced his hat.
Can you describe the scene of the crime for us? A bald head, an unconscious girl, and Wright holding a bottle in his hand.
Those were the only three at the scene of the crime?
Yes, as far as I saw at least. Then we're back where we started. The killer was the defendant, Phoenix Wright. Who else could it have been? But why didn't you talk to the police? Two reasons. Number one, I didn't actually witness the very moment of the crime. Second,
Number two.
My office was asked to defend Wright. Even after seeing what I had seen, I couldn't abandon my friend.
There must have been someone else there at the moment of the crime.
Justice. I just said I saw no one, not a soul.
But that goes against what Mr. Wright said.
Ah, yes, this mysterious fourth person. Who would conveniently be the real killer, I suppose.
Glad to see we agree, Mr. Gavin.
Let me pose a question then. Tell me, what possible reason did the real killer have to swap cards in the victim's hand?
Yeah, I also don't know this.
Perhaps you can show us a reason why such a thing would be necessary.
How can I show something I can't find myself? Remember, Apollo, the card that was swapped out was the fifth ace. The fifth ace, right. Well, Mr.
Justice. The question of why the killer would swap out a card has been raised. Can you point to a reason?
I mean, you have
have
the
the
cards,
cards.
so yeah, I guess so.
Now or never. The defense would like to present evidence to the court. Surprise evidence no one's seen before.
Whoa!
Evidence showing the reason why a card was swapped out.
Then go ahead and point out your reason, Mr. Justice. I hope it's a good one, because you'll get penalized. Why did the killer take the fifth ace?
Because there's blood on it. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
makes sense.
My reason is, this.
Is that in ass?
Why? Why, it's got blood on that ass! Right next to the spade.
What? This is insane. Why wasn't I told about this? Why wasn't I told about this? Why? A girl just came up and gave it to us.
Could this be?
She drew it
Could
on
this
with
be the missing fifth ass?
Rebel.
Inconceivable. How could you?
Catch up again.
What are you doing with that card?
Well, that's the thing. Why is Mr. Gavin so upset? It's just nice evidence, eh? It's just a fishy card from some fishy girl. Oh, that card? It's mine. That is, I picked it up at the Borscht Bowl Club that night after the murder had occurred. I gave it to my daughter. Cards are her stock and trade, after all.
There's blood on it, but you know, it's okay.
There's blood on it, it's fine.
No. Impossible. Unacceptable. The court can't accept this evidence. It's a fraud.
A fraud? How can you be so sure?
What?
I would think that the only person who could claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The real killer. Allow me to elaborate. What if this trace of blood was the reason?
The reason for
the killer to take the card from the scene of the crime.
Where are you going with this? Where are you going? Go
Bye!
Take another look at the photo and the victim's head. At the moment of the crime, his hat fell to the floor, and a trickle of blood ran from his forehead down to the back of his head. Couldn't a drop of that blood have fallen on one of the cards? I suppose? The killer then took the card to hide the blood.
Regardless, that evidence is non-permissible.
Oh?
Right. Regardless of how you wasted the last 7 years, you used to be a lawyer. You know what a serious crime it is to conceal evidence.
Oh, we can discuss the finer points of our legal system later. Yeah. What's important now is that I've answered your question.
What are you talking about?
You wanted to know why the killer would have taken a card from the crime scene. And now I've told you. That one drop of blood would have been decisive evidence, you see.
This is baseless conjecture. Baseless. Well, who else could be saying objection?
Oh,
it's him. He's doing the thing.
Oh, I assure you, I'm quite based.
It's quite nice. What?
What does that mean? You
What do you
zoomer?
mean you're based?
Who says that? It's amazing, really, how a single drop of blood on a single card can lead us to the truth. It's quite simple. Well, Apollo? Yes? Try picturing the scene of the crime. In your head.
Whoa,
3D. Scene of the crime. The murder took place in the hideout. The body of the luckless victim was found at the poker table. And before the killer swapped a card out, there was a single card with a drop on it, of blood on it, in the victim's hand. Oh, given this, there is one decisive problem with this scene.
Well, what is it?
Let's keep it simple, shall we? Given that there was a drop of blood on the card, whose position in this diagram doesn't fit? Oh, the victims, the killers, the witnesses, the second witnesses? Whose position doesn't fit with the bloody card? The second witnesses, right?
So, I think I see what they're trying to say. Cause think of it this way, like, if you go back, you open up the first photograph.
Oops.
Oh no. Well, I guess you can't open it up.
Oh.
Well, now you can.
First photograph.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You can see that if the ace is supposed to be where those cards are, and he was hit, like, you know, and his head is backwards, and the drop and the blood is running backwards, it couldn't have landed on those cards.
Yeah.
That's what doesn't make sense.
Problem is here. What exactly is supposed to be here? My hand must have slipped. You know.
Oops. I just gave you a penalty. Hand must have slipped.
Wow. Please tell me this farce has a time limit.
It will soon if the defense cannot come up with something of substance. So please wipe the cold sweat from your hands and show us again.
Judge can be savage when he wants to.
Yeah.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm going to need a beach towel. Okay, so given that there's a drop of blood on the card, whose position in this diagram doesn't fit? The victims, the killers, the witnesses, the second witnesses? The victims? victim.
Yeah. It's kind of silly you can't pull up the court record, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, isn't it the victim's position that's the problem?
I don't follow your logic here, Mr. Justice.
Well, look, the victim was struck on the head, sending him back in his chair. You'd think any blood would fall behind the body, not onto the table in front of him.
Oh!
Take a look at the photo again. If he bled in this position, the blood would fall on the floor, not on the cards.
Why, that's right! So, what does this mean?
Incidentally, we were sitting in swivel chairs.
Cheers.
Whee! Swivel chairs? Oh, man.
I love swivel chairs.
Paula, try turning the chair around.
Okay. Space. Whoa.
Oh.
Interactable.
The chair was facing the other way!
It would have to be. Whoa. So we have to assume at the time of the murder, the victim's chair was facing away from the table.
Okay.
Well, okay.
What does that mean?
When Mr. Wright returned from informing the police, which way was the chair facing?
When I came back to the room, the body was facing as seen as in this photo. That would mean the killer turned the chair back around.
Uh-huh.
Let's take the next step. Look at the diagram once more. We now know the victim was facing away from the table at the time of the murder. But this creates another significant contradiction. Again? Oh, that's you. Let's test your reasoning skills again, shall we? Apollo, whose location on this diagram contradicts our new understanding of the crime? The victims, the killers, the witnesses, the second witnesses? The killer.
Right, because it wouldn't make sense to strike him from there.
Yeah.
And the victim's like looking away.
Yeah.
You know, you would have to like run all the way around.
Yeah.
To the front and hit him from there.
The victim was struck from the front, correct? Indeed. Well, wouldn't it be hard for the killer to hit him from the front, sitting where his indicator currently is? I would think it'd be quite hard, yes.
And it must be quite hard. Yes, but what you're saying makes no sense.
Yes, but what else makes it hard? Tell me more!
Why would the victim suddenly turn to face the wall in the middle of the game?
I believe a sufficient reason will soon come to light.
What?
Why is he so dramatic? There's something in this diagram that makes far less sense, actually. Look again at the diagram. Apollo, if the victim was struck while he was sitting as shown here, where would his assailant be standing? Try marking it on the diagram. What? But there's no room to put a mark where the killer should be. Don't worry, let's think it through and see what we find. We know the victim was facing toward a wall at the time of the crime. That's the only thing we know for sure. Try to forget about everything else. Where would the killer be standing to strike our victim from the front?
Yeah, just like right there, right? In the bookshelf.
The killer had to be standing, here!
Objection! You get points for flair, but that's about all you get.
I thought I was onto something there, too.
I hardly need to point out that standing there would be impossible. The victim is facing a solid cupboard.
Cupboard?
I guess.
What? Oh.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's what it is. Yeah.
I guess so.
A shelf, a cupboard, something like that.
A secret door?
Secret cupboard.
Cute secret cupboard door? Rose in the closet.
Or are you claiming the killer climbed the cupboard and hit him from above? Ha!
It's simple logic, really. If this was the only place the killer could have been standing, then that means that at the very moment of the crime... Wait, I know! At the moment of the crime, the cupboard wasn't there!
Whoa, incorporeal
What?
cupboard.
Incorporeal cupboard. Hologram cupboard?
What's this now?
I mean, that's the only explanation, right, Mr. Gavin?
What? Why couldn't you have just hit him from the side and then
And then
the
turned
chair,
him, yeah.
Like the chair swiveled or something.
Yeah, I mean, it would take a little while for the blood to drip, right?
Yeah, right? I don't know.
Your Honor, I have a suggestion for the defense.
Game logic, I guess.
We should arrange to examine the cupboard in the hideout immediately.
Bailiff, send a team to the crime scene immediately. Have them try to move the cupboard.
Does the bailiff have that sort of authority?
I guess. Your Honor?
What?
There's one more thing your men should look for. Please give this to the bailiff.
Yes. I see. Yeah. You do belong in the courtroom after all, Mr. Wright.
I do my best. Oh, can't escape here, can you, Mr. Gavin? But let's forge ahead here while we wait. Look at the diagram once again. It's been changed. If the killer was standing here at the time of the crime, then this cupboard wasn't here, which means... Apollo, try moving the cupboard. Okay.
Okay.
This one.
Touch.
What?
Oh. Yeah, you have to press the button.
Oh.
Oh.
Thank you. It's covering the window. Cupboarding the window. At the time of the murder, it has to have been as shown here. He's standing in this little tiny spot with nowhere else to go. Now everything is in place to reconstruct the moment of the crime. Oh my. What's this?
What is it now?
Look at the diagram of this crime scene once more. We haven't stopped looking at it. It appears we found yet another contradiction. What I believe to be the final contradiction, in fact. Huh? Oh, dang!
Oh, dip!
Dang. Oh, dip! Notice something, Apollo? Our line of deduction is rapidly approaching its logical conclusion.
Now then, Mr. Justice, please point to the new contradicting indicator. Everyone else knows what it is. Show us that you also know.
Which one?
Is it the victim, the killer, the witness, the second witness?
Yes, it's the
It's
second
the
one.
square hole.
The square hole?
Very good.
This one.
Bonk.
About this cupboard, are we all okay with assuming it was moved? Sure, why not? Well, if it was, something really doesn't fit. The cupboard would completely cover up the window to the stairs!
A
Ah!
ghost.
That's a ghost! Good ghost! That's right! Someone standing outside wouldn't be able to see in. Someone like Mr. Gavin!
What? What did you say?
Oh, is the coolest defense in the West losing his cool? He's getting warmer.
Nanaka. Don't expect me to play along with your little game, right?
The witness goes in the square hole. It's only a game until someone gets killed, Mr. Gavin.
Then it's a murder.
And someone was while the window to that cupboard was blocked by the room. I mean, window to that room was blocked by the cupboard. So, Mr. Gavin, perhaps you'd like to explain to the court exactly where did you witness the crime scene from? Excuse me, Your Honor?
Order! This is a court of law and I will have order.
We just now received word from our investigative team at the Borscht Bowl Club. They've examined the cupboard in the hideout, Your Honor.
Oh, and what did they find?
Well, Your Honor, it turns out there is a secret passage behind it.
What?
Okay.
You're right. It was Secret Passage.
Ah, yes. I believe I mentioned something of the sort before.
You did?
This is one of the tricks. This is one of the tricks to the room that many of our regulars know about. I do remember him saying something like that now that he mentions it. I probably do. I don't remember.
I guess so. I don't remember.
A secret passage is handy. It's a handy thing to have when you're engaged in illegal goings-ons.
Goings-ons.
Never know what you might need to duck away from the eyes of the law. So the room has a secret passage. Where does it go? The other side connects to the restaurant above.
Whoa.
The underworld bosses could get away from the cops and enjoy a cold bowl of borscht, no doubt. Just like our killer.
Whoa. So he used a secret passage.
Yeah. You see how where our line of simple deductive reasoning has led us, Apollo? Simple deductive reasoning.
Sure.
I see it, but I don't believe it. That girl wasn't kidding when she said I needed this trump card for the last hand.
Who is that girl, by the way? I don't know.
Yeah. She said something about her father and saving him, but I don't know.
Probably wasn't related.
At the time of the murder, the window was blocked, and the victim's hat was only off his head for a few minutes between Mr. Smith's murder and Mr. Wright's return from calling the cops. In other words, the only place anyone could have seen the victim's bald head was from inside the hideout. Call was coming from inside the hideout. Well, Mr. Gavin, come on, say something.
Dare I ask what really happened that night?
Actually, I think we could probably figure it out ourselves at this point. That night, for whatever reason, our killer had a date with Mr. Smith. A date with destiny. Wow.
Wow. I bet they say that in every trial.
Oh my god, really? That is so cliche.
There he crouched, hidden in the secret passageway behind the cupboard, holding his breath, waiting for just the right moment. Then the chance came, and he took it. Ugh! What? Why did you do that? Wait here. I'll get help. Miss Olga Orley was out cold, struck by Mr. Smith. But his time was soon to come. Mr. Wright went upstairs to call the cops, leaving Mr. Shoddy Smith alone in the hideout with the unconscious dealer. Then our killer stepped out from the secret passage and into the hideout. And he just sat there?
He was like sitting there the whole time?
Yeah.
I assume he was like standing.
The victim must have heard the cupboard sliding aside. He wheeled his chair around to look. Spun, I would say.
Yeah.
And swiveled, even?
Yes. Turned?
I like that word, swivel. After the deed was done, the criminal must have seen the blood on the card.
Just the one drop from that giant head wound.
Yeah. He would have, of course, realized he needed to destroy the evidence.
But his head was already bleeding. Why would you need to just...
Yeah. That single spot of blood told the whole story of the crime.
I guess, yeah, I wouldn't know about the secret passageway or something.
Too bad for him, he didn't linger any longer in the hideout that night. If he had, he might have noticed the cards on the floor. And the fact that they were all red. Oh, he fixed his hair.
Wow, so smooth.
Oh.
Well, it seems this trial has taken yet another turn. I'm truly, truly sorry I had to see this day come, Mr. Gavin.
Mr. Gavin?
Mr. Payne!
What? Oh, sorry, I was asleep the whole time. What just happened?
The prosecution will continue its investigation. As for Mr. Phoenix Wright, the defendant here is hereby cleared of all suspicion. Believe me when I say that I don't believe this is happening, Mr. Gavin. But I'm afraid circumstances call for me to issue a warrant for your arrest immediately.
Oh.
That sounded like Mr. Gavin.
Oh, no need to apologize. I rather enjoyed myself.
Yada yada does it.
Yada yada. It's not every day you get to witness a legendary attorney's dirty tactics firsthand. Dirty hand first. What?
What? Your point, Mr. Gavin?
Frankly, Your Honor, I'm shocked that a person of your caliber would be taken in by such a low-grade parlor trick.
Excuse me?
I complimented you, didn't I? The defendant is cleared of all suspicion. This is hardly the time for jokes, Your Honor. Mr. Wright hasn't proven anyone's guilt or innocence here. What he has done is use illegal evidence to put the blame on someone else. And not just anyone else, but me, his own defense attorney.
Illegal evidence?
Let me ask you, Mr. Gavin. Is there still any reason at present to suspect me of wrongdoing?
Of course. This bottle, for instance.
The bottle of grape juice Mr. Wright was drinking.
How do you intend to explain away the fingerprints on the murder weapon? And not just any fingerprints. Am I right, Mr. Payne? Actually, yes. The fingerprints on the bottle were, upside down.
I seem to recall this being an issue earlier.
Oh no! The court, and in this case, demands an explanation. I can think of only one reason why one would hold a bottle upside down. And that is to hit someone with the bottom of the bottle.
And that is to put a piece of paper inside the bottle. Well...
Upside down. Well, Your Honor.
See how the codfish squirms to the last. Well, Apollo? Yes? Caught between a rock and a hard place. Your boss seems awfully concerned about this bottle still. But I'm sure you can come up with a suitable explanation. Just like that.
Why can't you do it?
Yeah, just like what? Why would anyone grab a bottle upside down? Other than to...
Yeah, gulp it.
Don't let him trick you into thinking his explanation is the only legitimate one. Is there really another? Take another look at the court record. I believe you'll find a simple answer there, in plain sight. Oh no.
Uh-oh, let's look at the court record.
Oops.
I don't think you'll find it on the bottle itself. Maybe one of the photographs?
Okay.
That one? Yeah. There's bottles of grape juice there.
Yeah.
So if you try to pick it up from that angle to drink it.
Yeah.
There's also the bottle there, yeah.
Single blow to the forehead. Okay. How about you just say the answer in plain words?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, right.
It would be hasty to deliver a verdict with unanswered questions indeed. Well, Mr. Justice?
Mr. Gavin said that the court and this case demand an explanation. Don't worry, Justice won't leave until justice is done.
Justice won't leave until justice has come.
Justice likes to speak in third person as well. Perhaps the defense
would care to enlighten the court. What evidence do you have to explain the fingerprints in the bottle are upside down?
This is probably the most compelling one to me.
I think so, yeah. Because you want to pick up the bottle.
It's actually easier to show you than explain, Your Honor. Place that bottle on the floor next to your chair.
Excuse me? On the floor?
But it's dusty on the floor.
But it's so far down.
Now reach down and pick it up. Without getting out of your chair.
Ah!
See? You naturally go to pick up the bottle by its neck. With your fingers upside down!
Wow!
Look at this photograph taken on the night of the murder.
Look at this.
The defendant, Mr. Wright, sat here, playing the piano. Bottles of grape juice on the floor to the side of his piano. He drinks a lot of grape juice.
Yeah. Go through all that in a single day.
He would have naturally picked up the bottles upside down several times.
Wow, I can't believe it was that simple.
Recall our dinner that evening, Kristoff. I was drinking my usual juice then, too. Basically, you used the bottle on the table to do the deed. But then you must have remembered. So you went and picked up one of the bottles from under the piano. And you switched the bottles!
No
You
way.
took one of Mr. Wright's bottles and made it look like the murder weapon.
Order, order, order! What do you have to say to these charges, Mr. Gavin?
Fascinating. So this is the legendary attorney's famed tactic of misdirection.
What?
You claim that I switched the bottle? Where is your proof?
Proof? Well, that's,
As I thought. More baseless conjecture.
Oh, well, the card wasn't inside the bottle.
Yeah. I'm afraid your bottle of proof is quite empty.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Your Honor, when you initiated the investigation of the hideout earlier, do you recall I requested an additional investigation?
Yes, I have your memo about that here. Retrieve the bottles from under the piano at the Borscht Bowl Club.
Uh-huh.
And here's one of the bottles in question.
What? Are you going to dust that for fingerprints too? I would be surprised if any were on that but his.
Mr. Gavin probably wouldn't make such a novice mistake, true. That bottle wouldn't bear a trace of anything. Say, Apollo. Yes? Why don't you go ahead and examine that bottle? But why? Just humor me. Mr. Wright, that bottle will solve this case once and for all.
Why don't you open it?
What? That's some bottle. There's a card inside.
Oh my god, it's
Oh
the
my
card.
gosh. It's a crumpled up 5 cards.
5 hearts card.
Hearts 5 card.
Scoop. Delicious.
Well, how'd you get it out? It's like impossible.
Yeah, right.
Well, it's this?
That card. It can't be.
Recall that unpleasant woman's testimony for a moment.
Wow. I'm right here, you know.
Miss Olga Orly? Yes, our little swindling devochka.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Bitch.
Wow.
Wow! I can't believe Mr. Wright hates women.
That night, I planted the card like I was supposed to. And Wright lost the last hand, just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched him. But the planted card was gone. The trap failed.
Wait, this isn't... You're telling me that this is the planted card you disposed of? The one you mentioned in the piece of testimony? I happened to put my hand in my pocket and found a card. Yes, I snuck a peek at it and found it was the 5 of hearts. I had a feeling something might happen, so I disposed of the card before the game. Smirk.
Disposed? Where?
There was an empty bottle of grape juice I had been drinking right beside me. I threw the card inside the bottle.
Whoa.
Whoa! The 5 of hearts. This is the card. The bottles were swapped, and the only one who could have done that was the 4th person in the club that night. You, Mr. Christoph Gavin.
Ooh.
Oh, earthquakes are coming.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh, he's summoning the borscht.
He's psychic. He can lift borscht with his mind.
His mind hand. And what does this prove, actually? I'm not sure. That is all. Case closed. You could have disposed the card upstairs? Yeah. Honestly, though.
Well, he put the card... I guess
Like,
the assumption is
there's-
that the card was while he was playing
Okay,
poker, I
yeah.
guess.
So the order that things happened was that they ate dinner.
Yep.
Then the picture was taken of the conversation with him and the dude.
Yep.
And then they go play cards.
Yep.
She slips the fake card into his pocket.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "What's this fake card doing in my pocket?" And he puts it in an empty glass bottle with grape juice.
Yeah.
And then they play the game. They cheat. They are like, "Oh my gosh, you cheated!" And then they're like, "Where's the card?" And he's like, "Oh my god, you bitch! That didn't have the thing in it."
Yeah, all those things.
Yeah, and then he hits her, and then Phoenix is like, "Oh my god, you just hit that lady!" And then he goes upstairs while the other guy just chills.
Yeah,
and
sitting down.
And he goes to call the cops, and he doesn't even try to stop him from calling the cops.
Yeah.
And then while Phoenix Wright is calling the cops, Gavin goes in through a secret passage and hits the guy.
And he swivels around.
And he swivels around because he hears the thing open behind him.
Mm-hmm.
He gets hit. He bloops the card, and then he's dead. And his chair is facing the other way. Okay, so he gets turned around.
Yeah.
And then Gavin closes the thing behind him.
Yeah.
Wright comes down. He sees that there is... He does 3 things. He sees the guy's hat on the ground. He puts it back on his head.
Yeah.
He takes the card. And I guess there would have been a switched bottle then, right?
No. I think he disposed of the card earlier.
Oh. The ace, though. The ace that had the blood on it. Oh, the ace that had the blood on it would have been switched for the king because it had blood on it.
Yeah, Kristoff
had switched it.
Yeah,
so he has the real ace. So this is a fake ace.
Yeah, it's a fake ace.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. And so he's like, how did you get that? Because he has it.
Yeah. He's like, oh, that must be fake. And then Phoenix was like, well, how do you know it's a fake?
Yeah. And he knew that he was bald because he saw his thing, but the window was covered, so it wouldn't have been able to work. And then, and then Phoenix comes down. He just puts the hat back on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He doesn't do anything else.
Yeah, and then
he never touched the murder weapon.
And then he goes to call the police. Yeah. Or call.
Call him, actually. Yeah. Is this your idea of revenge, Mr. Oh, this is you.
Oh, is this your idea of revenge, Phoenix Wright?
Revenge?
Revenge for the events that took away your attorney's badge 7 years ago.
My past is like my logic, straight and true. Nothing's changed. I'm still straight.
Your past is not straight.
And true. Truly straight. For real. Edward the Nine never had sex. All I did was point a finger up the justice ass. In the proper direction.
Fine. I'm glad we could have this little TD-a-TD. This is pronounced tete-a-tete. This is insane. What about me? Don't I have to prosecute anyone?
Sorry, I clicked it too fast.
That is fine.
I believe this time we finally come to the end of our trial. Mr. Payne, do you have a report for us on Kristoff Gavin?
He's admitted everything. We're processing his arrest now.
I see. Still, one has to wonder why he would do such a thing. He didn't even have a connection to the victim, did he?
None that we know of.
Mr. Wright, have you anything to add?
I'm afraid I can't shed any more light on the matter.
About this victim, Mr. Shady Smith, I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm racist. His occupation was listed as as traveler. The traveler, you may say. An odd profession to be sure, then that's all we know about him.
I'll arrange for a follow-up investigation, Your Honor. In the meantime, you should go play Genshin Impact.
Good, I shall, Mr. Wright.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Yes.
7 years and you still haven't lost your touch.
Kristoff Gavin was a man with much significance for me, both as a friend and as a lover. And I mean, as a lawyer.
He was extremely talented, to be sure.
I needed 2 things before I could confront him. The first was a place to where no injustice would be tolerated. This courtroom. Second was a man who would tolerate no injustice. A man named Justice. In other words, a defense attorney. You, Apollo. Me? This is a dark time for our legal system. A twisting of justice brought on by our very own initial trial system.
What?
We have to set it right. Mr. Wright.
If you're so worried, you should become a congressman.
Yeah. Our work lies ahead of us, and I, for one, am looking forward to it.
Well, this seems like a good enough time to announce a verdict. Court finds the defendants, Mr. Phoenix Wright,
not guilty.
Not guilty.
No gears.
Yay. Little pixel confetti.
Yay. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Court is adjourned.
They're just waiting with like the confetti. Like they have like confetti cannons.
Yeah,
shoot
yeah,
out
yeah.
whenever they're not guilty.
I mean, if there were confetti cannons in a court, I feel like that'd be really insensitive. Woo, you're guilty! Or woo, they're not guilty, and then someone else.
What about the plaintiff? So shafted. You killed my brother. Well, I guess I'm not guilty.
Thanks, Apollo. You came through just like I thought you would. Pretty sure I didn't do a thing in there. It was you who cornered Mr. the killer.
He who shall not be named.
I couldn't have done it by myself. You sensed it too today, didn't you? Your ability? Ability? Yes, a sensitivity I lack. You'll come to understand it soon enough. Wait, I wonder if he means...
My ESPN.
I have one question for the witness then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim? Is this true?
Of course it's true.
What's this weird vibe I'm getting? Of my butthole. What was that, Mr. Wright? You'll have to find the answer to that question yourself. The answer, right.
Thanks for telling me nothing.
Today was full of questions without answers, most of them about Mr. Gavin. What possible reason could he have had to commit murder? Perhaps you'll learn that in the days to come. Huh? Wait, you don't know, do you? This locket is the key.
Huh? Lock is the key?
Huh? Yeah. That reminds me, I met a girl whose picture is in your locket. You said it was your daughter, right? She said it's something about her father. Who's the mother? I have questions!
Who did you...
Your daughter, right? That's right, she's my daughter. You know, you were right about this locket. Eh? I took this off his neck the night he died. But it looks like our dear Russian scam artist saw me. So the truth is, this locket really did belong to him.
Oh, so you're just a criminal.
Wait, but that's perjury!
You're just a lying criminal then.
Yeah, you testified. You said that locket was yours. I said no such thing, actually. I merely said that it was a locket with my daughter's picture inside. A subtle distinction, but a distinction nonetheless.
Wow.
Technically, I didn't lie.
Lying by omission.
Yeah.
I think that's still perjury.
Yeah, and it's the truth. What? But then why? Why was the victim wearing a locket with a picture of your daughter inside it? Sometimes the straightest path to the truth isn't the best one. Give it time. You're still getting started with your career. This would end it. Speaking of which, I may be out of a job. I work for Gavin Law Offices, after all. I still can't believe I just saw Mr. Gavin get led away in handcuffs. Apollo. Yes? How about coming to work for me? Eh? You mean at the Wright & Co. Law Offices?
You mean at the Borscht Bowl?
I mean, there's not a single attorney in my generation that doesn't know it. I can't imagine that to be true, but... Wait, but didn't you're not a... Oh, I turned in my badge, yes. I'm not an attorney anymore. I'm just a CEO of a company now.
Yeah, can't you just lead a company without trying? Yeah.
That incident 7 years ago. That legendary trial. And at the middle of it all was one man. Phoenix Wright. The case reached its sad conclusion and he left law for good. Wow, one time that the player got a game over.
Wow.
Have you ever thought about coming back to the courts? I'm not qualified to stand in the court of law, I'm afraid.
But you just did!
Didn't you notice in today's trial? There was a single piece of forged evidence. Oh. Forged evidence? What are you talking about? Talking about evidence that shouldn't have existed. A naughty magician's trick. One piece of evidence struck me as odd. It's true. It just seemed, well, too perfect. I'll bet this was the forged evidence.
Well, the ace, obviously, yeah.
You mean this, don't you? I got this from your, daughter, Mr. Wright? Yes, that card couldn't have been found at the crime scene. Why? Because the killer took it with him when he left. Leaving the wrong card in its place, luckily for us. The court can't... Oh, you see.
The court can't accept this as evidence. It's a fraud.
A fraud? How can you be so sure? I would think the only person who could claim it was a fraud would be the one who took the real card from the crime scene. The real killer. My verdict was already handed down 7 years ago.
I'm on death row, actually.
Then you really... Yes, I forged this card. One look at the crime scene should have told you it wasn't real. But you can't do something like that and call yourself an attorney.
He's not.
He's calling themselves an attorney.
He's just a
Apollo.
dude.
You are. You presented the forged evidence.
Actually, you should turn in your attorney.
So it's true. You used me. The rumor's true. 7 years ago. None of that matters much now, does it? Oh. You smacked.
You smack him?
I punched him.
Oh, with his weak little arms.
It's your story from here on out, Apollo. That barely felt like a breeze.
Did you just punch me?
Weak little baby hands.
Your tiny baby Apollo hands.
Tiny baby Apollo hands. Perhaps I can help you turn the next page.
Because your hands are so weak, you can't turn pages.
My office's address. Drop in if you like. Phoenix Wright.
Wow.
Wow. Mr. Wright. Oh, and about your uppercut. Try yelling, "Take that!" next time. I find it packs a little more punch. And Apollo, thanks for today. For punching me. I had a good time.
Punch me again someday.
Yeah.
But when you
do
lifted some weights.
You have to yell, "Take that!" and do it harder. And with that, Mr. Wright walked out the door, and I watched him. I hate to see you go, but I love to watch you walk out that door. Hit me up sometime. And that's how my first trial ended. A lot of mysteries went unsolved. And at the time, I had no idea they were all related. Every mystery that day, connected by a single thread of logic. I'd find that out soon enough. My name is Apollo Justice, attorney at law, and this is how my story begins.
Wow.
Wow. And that's how my story ends.
That's how my story begins. The end.
Yay, that was fun.
That was fun. Yeah.
I think that's a good place to stop then.
Oh yeah, it's late.
Yeah.
It's so late.
It's 1:30 right
Oh my
now.
God,
Oh
it's
my
so
gosh,
late.
it's so late.
Okay, well,
Yay.
yeah, that was fun.
Oh wow, you're so tall. Let me fix you. Well, there you go. Hi.
Sorry, I'll get off this stool.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, let's I guess find somebody to rate. What did you think? I didn't remember any of that.
It's great. Yeah.
Did you remember?
I bits and pieces, but I don't remember how that trial was supposed to go. So
I didn't know that was his daughter.
Oh, yeah.
I was oh.
She's just some magician girl.
Yeah, well, like in my head, before the case,
right?
Before obviously he said this is my daughter.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, I have so many questions. Like who's the mother?
Right.
How old is he?
Right.
What? How come if he only quit law 7 years ago?
How old is she?
How old is she?
Yeah.
Is she 7?
She's not 7, I can tell you that.
Is she adopted? Is she a time traveler? Oh, time traveler.
Well,
Wow.
all that and more will be revealed
in
later.
time.
In
How many
Apollo Justice.
How many Apollo Justice Apollo Justice games are there? 3?
Games? 3. I think there's 3 that feature Apollo Justice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So what are they called? Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney,
Yeah.
Justice for All?
No,
Or no?
I think
That's
it's
the third one of the
Dual Destinies.
Dual Destinies.
Yeah.
Is it also Apollo Justice 2?
I don't know actually.
Apollo Justice, Trials and Tribulations.
I think it's actually called Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. So.
Oh, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies.
That's
so there's no
weird.
more Apollo Justice.
I guess they didn't like having Apollo Justice's name in there. But it's called the Apollo Justice Trilogy.
Oh.
So maybe they went back and we should have called this Apollo Justice.
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, so what's the order of all the games? It's like Phoenix Wright 1,
Phoenix Wright 2,
Phoenix
Wright
Wright
3,
2, which is Justice for All.
Yeah.
Then Trials and Tribulations.
Yep.
And then Apollo Justice.
And then the Miles Edgeworth games.
Apollo and Phoenix split the cases in DD and JFA. Oh. What? Oh, okay. Okay. I see. Well, I guess we'll find out in the future then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited to keep going.
Yeah. That's fun. Yeah. All right. Let's find somebody to raid, I guess. It's kind of late.
I mean,
if there are
know.
people who are...
I'm sure there's always someone on this late at night.
I guess. I mean, people rated us, so might as well pass it on forward, I guess. Yeah. Let's see. Who's got... Oh, wow. There's a stream called RTA in Japan Winter 2024. I guess this is like this games done quick of Japan. Ooh, that's cool. I wouldn't raid them because I don't have... Wait, somebody just did something. I just heard an... Oh, Apache, thank you so much for the resub. Welcome back to the Platinum Pumas.
Thank you.
Speedrunning in Japanese. Well, we could just raid it and not... Say anything. Yeah. Okay, let's do that.
Okay,
RTA
no raid message.
No raid message, yeah.
But, well, these sound cool.
Yeah,
Gives you all who are still up something to watch. They're pretty cool.
Yeah. Welcome back. I never left. Oh yeah. Hell
welcome still.
All right. Well, we'll go check out this RTA in Japan thing. That sounds cool.
Yeah, but thank you all for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching. I hope that you'll catch us again when we play it again, which will be soon this
someday,
week.
Maybe.
You wanna play again?
We'll see. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe earlier in the day this next time.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm not sleepy, which is jet lag. Okay, thanks everybody. I'm gonna send y'all over in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Unless you're gonna say anything.
What? No.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye.